Little did you know that my cunning plan was to leave you guys in the stream starting soon page for 2 hours, and therefore to get sweet, sweet ad revenue for doing absolutely nothing. No, hey everybody. Good plan. Thank you, ACS Mars. I thought that would really jive with somebody. Hello, Ender friend. Hey, ACS Mars. Good to see you, Clary, Battle Benoy, Zalkel, Mesphia. Good to see you, Harley. So while people are rioting and panicking and screaming in the streets, there's a couple of things that we're doing that are going to be a little bit different with regards to this particular stream. Excuse me. Which is why we are starting more approximate to a normal stream schedule than to just doing it right before FanFest. Number one, if you guys are not already inside of the Discord, if you do !Discord, it'll provide you a link. Inside of the Final Fantasy channel, I have posted up a bingo card. Now, I thought about saying, oh, you can just play along for fun, have a good time, enjoy bingo. And then I thought about it, and then I thought, who likes bingo? No one. There is no the entire history of existence who has ever said, I'm a big fan of bingo. So, in exchange, what we will actually be doing is I will be providing people with a course, one demised dollar. And specifically what that means is that in exchange for getting a whole bingo, which there was like something about like doing statistics and probabilities that like the website that I used to generate these came off of, that was like, you're gonna get a lot of people winning. If you get a bingo, I will give you one demised dollar, which is redeemable for one whatever you want within reason. And within reason does refer to like legality. So even if I don't want to do it, you can still redeem your bingo card at any point in time in the future to get one thing from me as you'd like it. Who the fuck is Ehrenwald? Are you going mad? Yeah, he's the sweet boy. Exactly, Battle Benoy. So this is not a good representative model for FanFest in general. This is just for me. This is for no one else. Let me be abundantly clear. So I saw what you were saying earlier, Zalkel, about the first time they were released, Dawn Trail, you had a hard time remembering. I also couldn't remember Dawn Trail for the life of me. I genuinely was like, what is it called again? Dawn Trail is very like fun. It's talking about like chasing the new dawn and everything like that. But like, yeah, no, it is very much, hi, welcome. Here, this is the title of our new section inside of our cool video game that tells you that it's going to be a new day, a new dawn, and that there's a new road for you to follow, a new trail. So yeah. You can like randomize it to generate random things, to generate random ones if you want. So yeah. Okay. That being said, I just realized I forgot to hermetically seal myself in my room to reduce the amount of noise that I make coming out and infecting the rest of the house. So I'm going to do that really fast and just enjoy. I regret to inform you, people thought the exact same of Heavensward. Were people like, what is this name? Okay, I'm going to just keep screaming at you as I hermetically seal myself in. The thing with Heavensward is like, Heavensward to me has the exact same energy as Kingsguard, right? Like if I asked you, what are the Kingsguard from? You wouldn't be like, oh, I know that's a famous asset of the, you know, the Game of Thrones property or the Song of Ice and Fire property, right? Like the Heavensward being literally the group of knights that are in the Heavens Ward being the name of like a living district inside like the ward of housing that belongs to the heavens, and also, you know, just like literally every other piece of lore associated with it, to me almost makes it valid, right? Like if we show up in Tuliali and they're like, hello, it is us, the Trail of the Dawn, or they're like, follow this yellow brick road which we call the Dawn Trail, then I'll be like, okay, sure, fine. But if it's just Dawn Trail because of Tuliali, I'll be like, okay. Yeah, Heaven's Ward only makes sense once you've played it. To be fair, the first time when I was going through Heaven's Ward and Count Edmund Fortemps is like, and we cast our eyes ever Heaven's Ward, I was like, my eyes rolled back into my head. I was like, okay, cool, bestie, whatever you tell me. So if you are somehow still here and haven't figured out what the purpose of today's stream is, it's more Final Fantasy XIV. And specifically, it is anticipation. It is in Good. Hold on. Let me just go ahead and reset. It is in anticipation of the Tokyo FANFEST, which is specifically going to be the next producer live letter, where they're going to be talking about all of the developments and goings-ons inside of Final Fantasy XIV for the next expansion, Dawn Trail, as well as other things that they're working on. We're pretty hyped about this. We're pretty excited. That being said, it is possible that we're going to see none of the things that we want to see, right? So I wanted to talk about kind of some of the things that I wish we could see inside of the new update that we're almost certainly not going to see. I do need to do an honorable shout out to Clary. Yesterday, I had mentioned specifically that I was like kind of wondering about if there was a way to go back and see sort of old content, like sort of Final Fantasy XIV 1.0, and they did show me, they did provide me some additional information about that. So thank you, Clary. But yeah, it is probable that we won't see the things we want. Yeah, for sure, right? Like, I mean, we all have 1,001 questions about what's popping off, right? And I did say this before, but I said this on Twitter, but big thank you to Zalkel. I stole their Estinian meets a new dragon bingo square because I didn't even think about it until I saw it on Zalkel's bingo sheet, which if you check at Zalkel on Twitter, or X or whatever, you'll be able to find their bingo sheet, which I think is genuinely not only more Zalkel flavored, but also very fun. But like, yeah, I absolutely, I saw Zalkel's and I was like, hello. So yeah, right. So that's gonna be in the Final Fantasy XIV channel. If you need access to it because you are like me, an idiot, we're gonna go ahead and pin that. Mainly because I figured out how to do this after dealing with you guys being hooligans with the pinning. So, okay. But yeah, okay. That's everything about the preface. Next week is going to be the start of a fairly more regular streaming schedule. For what the future of January into February is going to start looking like. Monday, no stream. You get day. We're going to kick the stream off probably with either Baldur's Gate or maybe some other slight flavor of variety. Tuesday could be still something that we sort of mix up a little bit. Wednesday is going to be Wayland Yutani Wednesday. So If you're interested in watching Alien Isolation played from the perspective of someone who's never played the game before, if you're interested in the rich, deep lore of Alien, or, you know, if you just want to see me scream and piss and shit myself, you know, that's going to be Wayland Yutani Wednesdays. Thursdays, we're going to keep it towards MMOs, but this upcoming Thursday is going to be Monster Hunter World. We're going to be making a character. We're going to be seeing it for the first time. I've never played a Monster Hunter game before, so I'm sure it will only go good. For Me Friday is For Me Friday, and then we roll it all right back, folks, going forward. We're going to be trying out the Grand Blue game that's coming out towards the end of January. Grand Blue Relink, so that might take up the Tuesday slot or something like that. And I do also kind of want to get into some Dragon's Dogma to show you what that looks like. But yeah, all right, that's everything here. Oh, are we just chatting for a few here? Because I have an interesting video we could watch about what the new class could be. Okay, let me fire up Final Fantasy XIV, and once I'm done firing up Final Fantasy XIV, so that way, you know, the Twitch police can't yell at us. Hello, Twitch police. Look, it's Final Fantasy XIV, the video game. All right, now send me the link for the new class thing that you want us to watch, Harley. And also, you're my mod, and I trust you, and I delight in you, and I think you're the best. Please don't screw me on this. Please don't make the video be like, just someone truly screaming in the most gut-wrenching, curdling, barbaric yop you've ever heard. Ooh, add now. Sure, while we're watching the video. Or did you want it to be that the video is watched uninterrupted? Because my first thing would be thinking, yeah, I'm thinking we'll run ads while the video is playing. If you want to just post that link in here or send it to me. Hold on. Oh, okay. Sure. You did DM it to me? Thank you, Harley. Yeah, I was just looking at it. Okay. Pictomancer, you say? No, please! Oh god, it's so loud! Hold on. I need to adjust my, private window settings to not put YouTube on full volume. That would be sweet, I think. Is Picto just Ink Mage? Okay. 11 minutes, Harley! Harley. Harley, I love you. Harley, I love you. I think the world of you, Harley. I don't know that we're going to sit here for 11 minutes to watch it. Okay. Harley has never led us astray before. We'll very quickly go through it. And we'll see how we vibe. That's not a guarantee that the vibes are immaculate, but we'll vibe check it. Oh god, don't look at the screen now? Do look at the screen now. I don't know, I'm not your papa. Okay.
Hold up, something's up, and I've felt this way for about 2 months, but the name of the new caster will be Pictomancer at the very least, and if it's not, then expect me to be genuinely shocked, and hold it to me, I'm that confident. Quick rewind time. Green Mage will be a hammer-wielding support-based caster as a direct contrast.
Sorry, I got distracted because I clicked over. It's a very quiet. Okay. I have a terrible time with audio mixing on
Green Mage will
YouTube.
be a hammer-wielding support-based caster as a direct contrast to Black Mage and be like the Bard or the Dancer for physical range DPS, where Green Mage, for the caster DPS, will sacrifice large chunks of its personal damage to pass out to allies in the forms of buffs to allies, or more likely debuffs to enemies like Scholar's Chain Stratagem does today. The caster role does not have a job that fulfills this Bard role. Okay, rewind over. And that is what I said before about the Green Mage, which remains true to this day, but at this point I believe that Green Mage is being changed in name and theme to be the Pictomancer. Also, Pictomancer, I truly believe at this point, given all...
If you change the name and theme... Also, they said it was going to be a limited caster class, didn't they? But, like, if you change the name and theme, isn't it just a different thing entirely? Okay.
The evidence and what a Pictomancer is about will be a combo caster requiring combining the 3 different primary colors as different so-called status effects on targets for different results. Do I believe that they're going to go with damage over time based build? No. I think instead that it's going to be combining those primary colors in order to achieve some kind of final result. I'll talk more about that later, as I really think that gets super cool, but I truly believe that this has so much potential, and we have seen this in different games, like if anyone...
And also be sure to subscribe to... I've instantly forgotten what his username is, but you'll be able to find it in the link that Harley provided, so yeah. Colors like Ninja's Mudra.
Okay. There is a job in there, or rather a character in there, that does something similar. But before the pitchforks come out, because I'm spending too long talking about the combo system, let's go over the details of why the Pictomancer is truly what I believe it is. First one is Pictomancer has existed in Final Fantasy XIV before under the name of Ink Mage. Ink, like the ink that you use in a pen. In the shadow.
Cole Evix, thank you so much for this lore deep dive, my friend. Right before I start saying things that are literally me pulling out a pitchfork. If Yoshi P says, it's going to be an entirely brand new thing, and then all he does is he just changes the name from Ink Mage, which has been in the game before, to Pictomancer or something involving that, I will like put my entire head inside of a freezer. Viper has been in other Final Fantasies. I thought it was an entirely new class. What other games Judge Gabranth in Final Fantasy XII? Really? Okay, hold on. Actually, I want to look this up. Maybe we should change to just chatting, huh? Okay. Sure. Judge Gabranth, Final Fantasy XII. Let me go ahead and switch over to that. Okay. So is the okay, hold on. Is the only similarity that he has two swords, or is it exactly the same weapon? Gabranth wears the armor of the Judge Magister, a full suit of plate mail with a horned helmet and a long black cape with the symbol of the Empire in red. He's literally Noah Gabranth in Bozia, right? Gabranth wields two swords in battle, the longer Chaos Blade and the shorter Highway Star, which can connect the handles to a dual-bladed weapon. We do all need to go out, and I guess, first of all, I need to put my head in a freezer. Second of all, I guess we need to go scream at Yoshi P, because If it was just that Gabranth was wielding two swords, I'd be like, okay. The fact that the two swords do connect at the hilts to turn into, you know, a Mace Windu sword. Listen, Yoshi P, this is not exactly a brand new class, I guess. Like, I guess you could argue that if his occupation is Judge Magister or whatever, that's not a class in the same way that, like, Paladin and other things are. This does make me deeply unhappy, yeah. He's being a cheeky bugger, Yoshi P is. And also it's good to see you, Kishna. But it is not new in Final Fantasy. That's what I have to say about that. Okay. Let's go back to your Pictomancer video, huh? And I will hydrate, Kishnok, thank you. But until we see what the Viper's moves are, it's just pulling at straws. I don't know. So here's the thing. I would be more inclined to agree with the pulling at straws thing, Angelic Ice, if it wasn't so explicitly the same thing. You know what I mean? Like, Harley just sent me some pictures, and Harley, I don't know if you're comfortable with posting them in live stream discussion. Harley just sent me some pictures that are very much, and like, yeah, we could be like, oh, well, they're all stealing it from Mace Windu, or they're stealing it from literal historical antecedents, if that's the case. But like, saying it's brand new to Final Fantasy, and then having this direct visual link is a little unfortunate for them. It's fine though, because who even played Final Fantasy 12? It is new to most people. We've apparently got a couple of Final Fantasy 12 fans in here, Harley. And yeah, Kishnok, the little wall scroll over there is in fact Osaka Castle, which is something that my sister got for me while I was in Japan, because I asked her to get me some sort of wall scroll to help decorate the space behind me. Which is unfortunate because I was thinking some sort of degenerate anime thing, but instead she got me something tasteful, cultural, and classy. So, you know, what am I to do? Do you get a point for that? You get one Christmas 2023 wish, redeemable before the end of Christmas 2023.
Shadowbringer's Dungeon, the Hero's Gauntlet, Ink Mages are going to appear before the second boss. One could argue if the devs didn't retire the class system that Ink Mage would naturally use a Jobstone to become a Pictomancer. But also, there's the proximity effect going on here, which is...
Bravely Default is actually an absolute freaking bop. Is it a Nintendo exclusive? Bravely Default and Bravely Default 2. I played Bravely Default. If anyone is ever going to play it, which I highly doubt, but if anybody is, you know, go ahead and mute the video until I no longer have my fist clenched. There is a character inside of it. Okay, so everybody run away. There's a character inside of it called Aerie, who is your fairy guide in the way that a lot of JRPGs do that. And then like halfway through the game, and Aerie shows up in your UI. Aerie's like there talking to you all the time. Like halfway through the game, they do this like heel turn where they're like, bet you didn't see Aerie being the villain coming, motherfucker. And like, if it was any other JRPG on any system besides like the Nintendo 3DS, I would have been like, oh sure, okay, it's him. But like, Aerie being in the UI and stuff like made me so deeply like petrified. And because of that, Bravely Default has lived in my brain basically forever ad nauseum as one of my favorite 3DS games. It's just because there was a narrative story beat that absolutely caught me off guard. Okay, and now I'm not talking about the spoiler anymore. But yeah. Bravely Default 2, you got burned out. A friend of mine told me a little bit about Bravely Default 2, but I did not really jive with it. But yeah.
It's really interesting if you think about it. Right after the Ink Mages came one of the most hyped up boss fights of the expansion. This fight was one of the most cited things, and the devs are probably just like, why is this specific one dungeon boss being cited by the player base so much? It's the Necromancer girl, where people were clamoring, demanding a Necromancer, and she was talked about. Her character was analyzed to like every single detail by some people. Like, this was one of the most brought up.
I wasn't around for Shadowbringers, so I
was
can't
all over
confirm
the place.
deny.
And so, as if I was in the shoes of a developer, I would be like, why not blend the two themes together? The Ink Mage, where a few of them appear just before this talked about boss, and then Necromancer, which is the job of that second boss. Combine Ink Mage, Necromancer.
Again, Cole, thank you so much for your work. I don't wanna, you know, come off as a horrible pessimist, but also, Bud, if the thought process is why not, why doesn't Squeenix like fuse a Paisa with a Moogle and then call that the new class? Like, the statement why not do this is not a validating, like, the absence of a thing does not prove the existence of a thing. It's just a logical fallacy. That's just me being a pedantic asshole.
Pictomancer. This has been on my mind ever since people spoke of Pictomancer first, like when they literally first talked about it.
Oh, I do kind of love a Poogle.
Pictomancer, Necromancer. Now, the second instance of Pictomancer existing is in one of the Stormblood raids, where we combine different colors
I was
together
thinking
with
this at the
different
name.
mechanic
Sure.
effects to resolve them. I'm going to talk a lot about combos later. There's some interesting ideas here. Next is an unfortunate byproduct of us being human and us working on stuff. Like, my coding style at my day job as a software engineer is gonna probably look similar to code that I write elsewhere. Obviously, I look at code from 6 months ago and then I cringe and go, why did I do this way? But we have similar styles when we work on something. Or rather, maybe I should look at it in terms
Skip
of
the
other
last of the
people, not
video
myself.
after 8 minutes.
But
Okay.
other people have a testament to one skill that shined through. Developers obviously contribute to many aspects towards a project, and during the Halloween event, the wand animation to me was so glaringly, painfully smooth, and it reminded me strikingly of a paintbrush. Like, if you replace that wand with a paintbrush, that's what my visual system kind of like did to me. And that on its own, I agree, is weak evidence, but then I also look at many of the animations in the game, like the colors, like seeing what the developers are putting into stuff like Criterion Savage, or like the one that really stood out to me at first, that first got me honed in on this, was Scholar's book from Savage Criterion, that like advanced tombstone upgrade, and the colors and the animation.
I'm assuming that's
splotches
this
in
is
there. Yes,
that's
it's
what
a
this
literal
picture on the
paint
right
book,
is.
but it's
Hold on. Relatable Final Fantasy 14 content. That's what I'm glad to have provided it to you, Kishnock, through the proxy of me not providing it to you, but someone else doing it. Go drop Cole a follow. Hey,
it's just like the animation stood out to me as someone who's played Final Fantasy 14 for so bloody long. I don't really recall an animation that looked like this, and maybe I'm wrong, but like, I can't recall it. And the combination of these two, especially these two, there's other examples of
it's not our call. It's not Dan call.
Hey,
yeah.
maybe this Pectomancer thing really is the class, and I've been kind of thinking it ever since. Next is the easy one. Yoshi P's t-shirt has green turtles, and the name of the turtles are famous artists. I know, you've probably heard it before. Next. Now we're going to tread off the beaten path a bit with this shirt, where things get much more interesting. I'll say that the turtles are wearing masks and accessories of different colors: orange, red, blue, and violet. Again, I think that it's going to be a combo system just to the primary colors, because even if you look at some of the like Bravely Default,
This is
have like these different
unhinged, Harley. You have handed me, Harley, you have handed me the ravings of a madman, and you said, I don't know, this is some pretty good stuff. And you have literally just given me nothing.
colors that get like meshed together.
The colors of the masks of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are the evidence that they're using for Pictomancer? Like, I mean, yes, okay, there's like some stuff in here that could be true, but like, we are truly just like, we have taken the hinges and we have broken them off. Just remember, Samurai was teased with a Spider-Man t-shirt. Okay, so So let me get this straight. Harley and Angelic Ice thinks that it's Pictomancer because of the colors of the 4 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles masks. Is that what everybody who thinks it's gonna be a Pictomancer is? That's your smoking gun? There's a second shooter on the grassy knoll? It's good to see you, beautiful crow. Speaking of conspiracies, it's because they're named after famous artists. Yeah, the famous artist count. But when Cole is like, but also you'll notice that the 4 turtles have different color eye masks. Like, again, to be clear, not actually dunking on you, Cole. When I talk about weird bullshit about Ishgard, I do the exact same thing. But like, this is actually just me making fun of Harley. So I'm sure your work is actually impeccable, but
believe it's going to be like orange and violet. I don't necessarily believe those two. Maybe they'll be like byproducts of the combo system, but we'll talk about that later. One could also argue that the background behind the turtles looks like a splash of colorful paint, and I feel that this is extremely deliberate. There are tons of less colorful, more quote-unquote edgy Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle shirts out there, but this one was chosen, which seems ridiculous until you consider that the only other expansion, I should say, to release 2 DPS was Stormblood, where Samurai's Hint...
We are looking at a man's shirt and acting like I'm sorry, like I get it. Yoshi P wears like an interesting shirt, and the interesting shirt is the reveal about what the class is in the future. I get it, but like, no, I don't care enough.
Was the Spider-Man guy's name. Next is that in social media, for better or worse, patterns emerge, or at least I've noticed more often than not, is that I'll get one TV show with some theme, and then it'll crop up a little bit later in a game, later in a movie, so on, so forth, intentional or not. I don't know why.
I will not let you dream, Crow. I will take your dreams and I will crush them.
Is an artist, and while no, I don't expect the new caster to get a large paintbrush because it's too similar to the Black Mage staff, and I don't think the devs would do that. I think the theme of color and magic and artistry exists here, and it definitely feels like a pattern I could see. But Pictomancer has existed in many other games as a primarily support-based caster. Bravely Default 2, also made by Square Enix, is one of those games, and without diving too much into the weeds and the exact skills, the overview of the Pictomancer says Pictomancer specializes in abilities that negatively affect enemy stats, otherwise known as debuffs. This is
I did like the class mix and match in Bravely Default. I of course made a paladin, and then just used like that paladin until the end of the game. But yeah.
To damage down the target. The second point of the overview
Crushing Dream, so doing co-op Rain World. I think Crushing the Dream would be not doing co-op Rain World.
And then the third point, which might be the most interesting because, like, how is Pictomancer DPS, is that they say that combining both aspects, a Pictomancer can weaken others, strengthen themselves, and deal big damage into the bargain. Which, as a DPS caster in Final Fantasy XIV, would...
So somebody else said that we're getting a caster in addition to the limited caster. Is that true?
Make a lot of sense. Like, look at Dancer. Dancer has 2 exceptionally heavy-hitting abilities in their combo system, in Standard Finish and Technical Finish, which deal frankly bizarre burst damage. Yet Dancer is regarded as one of the most selfless utility-based DPS.
So we're getting a limited caster now, like Blue Mage, and also getting a normal caster.
Bravely Default is made by Square Enix and has yet to make an appearance in the official Final Fantasy series. Is it much of a stretch to look at the name of the officially announced Viper job for melee DPS, which is totally different from the Final Fantasy series, but has Viper appeared in other games? Obviously, like, pick up any, like, first-person shooter, like, it'll be in there. But is it fair to not say,
this is nothing, bestie? Bestie, this is nothing, bestie. Saying that Viper exists in other video games and then referencing Solid Snake? Bestie, this is nothing, bestie.
Hey, Pictomancer doesn't make sense. They also already have in-house expertise and familiarity with this job, which, you know, that experience and doing something and trying something and failing with something is like how people know something. Not that they failed with it, but like they succeeded.
Just looking forward to Vieira hats.
Compounding years of experience and success with it.
I'm not going to say what I think
in-house
about
knowledge
that, but
is
yeah.
right there for the dev team on 14 to like access, to even just consult with. And as someone who's worked many software engineering jobs, one thing we do, anyone at any job is we talk to our coworkers, whether we're on the same project or not. We just do that. That is how people work. But further from that, without repeating myself too much, I'm going to say that the caster role is probably the best
Monkey
and
D.
most
Luffy.
diverse role in all of Final Fantasy XIV right now. Love it or hate it. Those 3 jobs, in their own role, in their own quote-unquote lane, are probably the most 3 distinct from one another. Because respectfully, the healers, you know what? Scholar Sage, a lot of them is in common. You get my point. Black Mage is a slow casting damage powerhouse that is.
So we do have
mobile,
confirmation that Viper is a melee
crazy
DPS,
mobile. The more
right?
familiar they are with the fight, the better
Yeah,
they
it's.
can do
I think it's
with
the
life.
Epic
Leaps and
Alexander
bounds, and
footage,
it's
just so
always
that
very
way he has
impressive.
something in the
The
background
second
of
one
him
is
talking.
Summoner, which goes through multiple different summoning life cycles and is significantly more mobile. Red Mage is the least mobile.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. You know what? Again, thank you very much, Cole Evix, for your work. Genuinely, I don't want it to sound like I am dunking on you, because I'm not. I'm sure that you've done a thorough amount of work, and also it's fun. I listen. I'm gonna say a bunch of stuff later that's gonna be rude and nonsensical, and that's because I like dunking on people in exceedingly dramatic and sometimes comical ways, but genuinely a well put together video. Okay, now that that's been said. Besties, that was nothing. That was nothing. Like, I don't want to be a dick about it, but like, I don't know. Like, I feel as though the exact same amount of, like, okay, here's my belief. It's going to be a spellcaster who, like, the fact that you're using Bravely Default as a touchstone is okay. I'm sorry. I just like this. It truly does feel like we have brought out the corkboard and string. So thanks for that, Harley. Super duper. We're gonna move on. 1 hour before the keynote starts. Yes. Like, okay. Here's the thing. As a person who absolutely engages in conspiracy theories and like loves lore speculation and stuff, that video was perfect for me. As a human being who is also aware of the limited time like I have on this earth, and like that we're going to get an answer, right? We're going to get a definitive answer, and either that video is going to age like cheese. No, not cheese age as well. Either that video is going to age like milk and it's going to curdle and rot in the sun, or it's going to be the most incredible called shot ever. And if it is the most incredible called shot ever, I don't know. I'll find his Patreon or something. But like, ain't no way. $10 if he's right. Yeah, sure. Sure, Harley. You get a $10 if he's right. But yeah, thanks for the work there, Cole Evix. The thing that I wanted to go over very quickly before we go into FanFest is there's like a couple of odds and ends inside of the game that I think are really fun. You just thought it'd be good for me to react to, and you were right. You were very right, Harley. A couple of the things that I wanted to go over are the things that I want to happen in FanFest, and I absolutely know will not happen. So the reason why we did that sort of honorable mention earlier for Clary with regards to the Project Meteor 1.0 stuff is because I was talking about older content. Now, some of the older content that I'm referring to are things like, I've been told before that Firmament the old Firmament was bad, right? The like before it was the Ishgardian Restoration, the Diadem was a place where people went and it was like a miserable experience apparently, and it was locked behind FC content. Now, if you know anything about me, I love Ishgard, and now I'm running my own FC. So I want to do something with Ishgard, which they probably won't do because Ishgard is dead. And I want them to do something with FCs because I do feel as though the kind of FC content that exists right now is a little bit of a nothing burger. Because like submarines and airships are still around, but like don't meaningfully contribute anything. So this is Diadem now. Apparently there used to be like a whole bunch of other stuff associated with it, where it was like you would come in and there would be sort of events in the spirit of Eureka or Bozia. And obviously I'm very into that idea, but apparently the execution was bad. And again, like, they're probably not going to do any more Ishgard content, right? Like, they've done Firmament, it's over. They've got Fets, it's all gone. The good bits were FC locked. Yeah, I mean, now that I'm running an FC, right? I feel like, give us back some FC locked content, please. I'd love to run an FC for that. But again, it's a very sort of limited use case scenario. So that's, I want more Ishgard content. I want more, I want more FC content. Neither of which we're probably going to get for Dawn Trail, but you know, those are two of the things that I'm like vaguely dreaming of. The other thing is more FC engagement. Yeah, that's a part of where I'm sort of confused with regards to like the MMO. Now, okay, that being said, there's obviously a bunch of stuff that you can still do that is massively multiplayer, right? Alliances, PvP, Bozia, Eureka. There are still things for sure. But like giving additional incentives to being into an FC besides some of the buffs arbitrarily is something that I would like to see. I don't think we're gonna get it. I think we're going to get maybe a muscly cat girl with variable levels of cat and girl and muscle. But you know, that's the things that people are like gonna lose their shit over. The big thing that I wanted to talk about, and the reason why we started stream early, you're mad you can't do airships and subs on your own? There's a lot of people who are mad about that. And there's a lot of people who have to jump through truly an incredible series of hoops. You were told to ask me if you can send one out. Yeah, sure. Which one do you want to send out, Battle Benoy? And we can like briefly talk about FC content while we're doing it. So, inside of the FC, the only real FC content that exists right now is, oh my god. Holy moly. I haven't been here since the rework of the inside and the FC house. As good as it would be, the player base would revolt if they locked content behind FCs. A ton of players don't want to be in FCs. Really? Interesting. Okay. For a lot, it's nothing but drama and FC buffs. Very fair. Exceedingly fair. But yeah, okay. So the only real content that still exists that's FC content is inside of the workshop as sort of the beating heart of it. And I understand the sort of feeling that like you don't want to be sort of like locked out of being able to do other things by virtue of not having to like play together with other people. But it is an MMO, right? Like the variant dungeon, Criterion dungeon being sort of that smaller, tighter experience, I totally get. But aside from things like hunt trains, I don't know. I feel sort of distended from others. But anyways, once you're inside the FC, if you haven't been inside of the workshop before, you can like work on different projects and stuff, right? So you can build airship submersible parts. You can prototype exteriors of the houses, which are always really fun. And you can like do the ethereal wheel stuff, which is for doing higher level buffs and whatnot. Which we probably should get on before Dawn Trail at some point in time. And then you can go down to the fabrication station, which you can use to make different parts of the airships, of the housings, and dealing with the ethereal wheels. Over here is where you can manage your airships and submersibles. which I want us to have a full fleet of airships at some point in time because of Ishgard, but the airship content hasn't been updated since Stormblood, I want to say, right? And obviously submersibles have been updated more recently, so you know. Right, but then why add trusts? Yeah, I get what you're saying there, Harley, with regards to trusts. I genuinely do. Also, all of the NPC stuff that they've been doing with quests and things makes me think they're going to replace the companion being a chocobo with NPC companions. I can't, like, there's no way to verify that. That's probably utter horseshit, right? But a friend of the show, Spark, was playing Adult Spark was playing Final Fantasy XI, and in Final Fantasy XI they let you have like a party of NPCs and stuff like that, right? So I think, I don't know. I hope there's more stuff, but we'll see what ends up happening. But yeah, okay. So you wanted to come in here and you wanted to send out a sub? Battle Benoit? Imagine locking Bozia behind having to be in an FC to take the airship over. What sucks, Harley, is that I would be able to do that. Like, I would love that. What sucks is I personally would love that. Because, like, it also gives you as an FC something to work towards, right? So, Sky Hall, the FC that I made, is ostensibly an Ishgardian role-playing FC. And we've actually done one big Ishgardian role-playing event, which I think went middlingly well. I don't think it was bad. But like having something to work towards, having some sort of objective or goal would be really nice. Okay, but put aside what you want and look at the player base as a whole, though. I don't want to look at the Final Fantasy XIV player base. Are you kidding me? They're so stinky. Anyways, you want fine alumen? What is it for, Battle Benoit? And or can you link it in the FC chat? They won't, but you think it would be fine. MMO is a social thing. Go play almost any other Final Fantasy for a single player experience. Oofa doofa. I mean, making it accessible to other players is not a bad overall strategy, right? Like that's like Island Sanctuary is a very sort of solitary experience that theoretically could be opened up to others. And I'm genuinely very happy with Island Sanctuary, but yeah. Stuffed bear. Okay. Yeah, okay. Who am I to deny you your heart's desires? Oh, hold on, wait. I also wanted to put that down somewhere. I gotta deal with my inventory and other things, Battle Benoit. But yeah, sure. We can send some stuff out for fine alumen and flagstones. Which does seem kind of silly, but sure. Can't deal with the subs because his inventory again? Listen! My inventory was fine until we ran Evilise last night for freaking Vieira lore. And I'm not taking any of the responsibility. Presna, buy the free company to Bard. The free company to Bards are maybe 1 million gil. It's fine. Just buy it. We don't need to manually get the dusk leather ourselves. Anyways. Ay. I forgot to get this yesterday. Thank you for the carrot of happiness, Soju. Oh, sorry. Well, anyways. Thank you for the carrot of happiness, Hanako-san. They're not here, so they don't know that I narked on them. It's fine. Evilise, Mécanique, d'Annelise, Cardinal. I know I'm not doing it right, but that's besides the point. Okay, hold on. I could use our gold saucer aetheryte ticket. Our 1 gold saucer aetheryte ticket from the Fall Guys event. I don't know what you're talking about, Clary. Rule number 1 of Fight Club is don't talk about Fight Club. You're back and you have chicken wraps with pictures in Discord? Hell yeah. Okay. I do have to sort out all of these Evilise pieces. Like, I don't know. Knowing that I can grab them now does make my like stress about it a little bit less sort of immediate and impending. But like some of the Evilise gear I think is absolute aces. Some of it I think is absolute garbage. Okay, but anyways, sorry. The point, before we got major Mondo Captain distracted, is I wanted to talk about Grand Company content, which has also fallen to the wayside. And I think letting Grand Company content fall to the wayside is fine. Like I'm not super unhappy about it, because the idea of like distancing Final Fantasy's narrative from like sort of a war narrative into being a more individual life journey and experience is not something that I'm unhappy about. But inside of Grand Companies, once you get to a certain rank, you're able to unlock squadrons where you recruit NPCs who you're able to take through dungeons. Very much like the trusts that Harley was talking about. And I think squadrons were a really ambitious and really cool idea, right? So like you could get their like report dossier, right? And you get their stats, fine, sure. They have like a specific class that they are, and because they're not a warrior of light and don't have the job crystal, right? They're sort of a lower level character. And then they get certain buffs when they're doing certain things with different people. You get like a little flavor blurb about them. Reason for enlistment: I wish to emulate your calm and resourcefulness in the face of chaos. And like everybody has like different stuff. You can see in the enlistment papers, right? Reason for enlistment: I was inspired by your countless deeds of heroism. And that's just because different achievements or different activities that you do have a chance of unlocking recruitment for different for different lads. You have all the Femros in your squadron. But like that's the thing, right? Is like squadrons had like a lot of potential, right? Because like you could mix and match a squad. They had different like statistics and characteristics that were associated with it. And you have like all of these different people who are applying, right? So then you could go in and you could be like, sure, I'm going to question them. Right? And then like you see them, you get to like look at their little thing. Like I thought squadrons were so cool. And I'm so disappointed that there isn't more stuff with them, because a lot of the Grand Company's setups actually sort of recurve back into squadrons and things therein. Squadrons exist to give you personal FC buffs. You're not wrong about that. Actually, hilariously enough, Harley, the level 2 free company buffs are worse than the squadron buffs that you can get from doing squadrons. And like, yeah, it'll tell you cute things like where the people are from, right? So for example, Yanamaro here is a Mikote from New Gridania. And I don't know, I thought that was so tasteful. Like I thought that was like, this is such a well done and designed thing. All right, Cass. Okay. Squadron buffs are the 15% max ones for the FC, have like 1 hour and you can have all of them active. It's true. And also, there are things inside of the Grand Companies that if you don't like stop and think about them, they're not like immediately apparent what they're doing. For example, wait, am I crazy? Hold on. Wait a second. Yeah, okay. So when you got to the captain of your respective Grand Company, you could like buy different books to change the classes of your squadron mates. You could get what is it called? I have one in my saddlebag. You could get high grade company issue tonics. These are so funny. So the Warrior of Light and a couple of others, Pajals for example, are some of the only people who are able to cast raise, right? To resurrect someone from the near immediate dead. There's also Phoenix Downs, but Phoenix Downs in this game are garbage and terrible. But if you were running things with your squadrons, which I'm going to show you one of, and it's going to be bad, but I want to show it because I think it's so cool. If you're running with your squadron and one of your squad mates die and you're not playing as a healer or a caster of some sort, you use the high grade company issue tonic to resurrect them. And I thought the lore of this is so cute because it's this herbal concoction is guaranteed to clear passageways blocked with blood or bile, allowing for easier breathing and full, immediate recovery from unconsciousness. So the supposition on behalf of like your squadron mates dying when you're doing a squadron duty is that they're like just unconscious because, I guess. And so you use this tonic on them and you're like, don't worry about it, bud, you're totally not dead. And like, I don't know, there's something so infinitely charming about that to me. Yeah, they were just unconscious. Exactly, smelling salts. And like, the thing is that duties have far and away replaced Grand Company stuff. The duties are just categorically better, but they're such a charming idea. So you could do command missions, which is us going in directly, and obviously it stopped after level 60, because they just stopped supporting Grand Company content at that point. But then you can also do squadron missions. Squadron missions are the things Harley's talking about, where you send them out on these, and then you get basically the equivalent of FC buffs, right? So you get Priority Seal or Black Market Crackdown for more Manderville Gold Saucer points and things like that. So the squadron missions are sort of what you're ultimately working out. But command missions are like, they're weird, but I like them. They're silly, but I like them. We're gonna run through it with the vault because they're letting us do that, which I don't actually know if that's true. And the other thing is that you actually, in order to become a captain in the Grand Companies, you needed to go through 10 of these. So all of the ones with the check marks are the ones that I've done, right? So Halatali, Thousand Maws of Totorak, Bray Flux Longstop, Stone Vigil, Zumail Duskhold, Aurum Vale, Wanderer's Palace, Pharaoh Sirius, Copperbell Mines, I didn't do. And notice, I did not do any of, oh, I did do some all with them, though. But notice, like, I didn't do the rest of these with the Grand Company Squadron. That's because the Grand Company Squadron is bad. But, oh, you only have to do 5. Okay. But yeah, like, the problem is, I love it. I love the Grand Company Squadrons. It's bad, and they're not very good, but I think they're so charming, and I just want to see them updated. We'll try and go through the vault. It's going to be terrible, and a part of the reason why it's going to be terrible is all of the Grand Company Squadron people are not Warriors of Light, are not main characters, so they do not have job stones. So let's pop into the vault really fast. And I do see you shitposting, Cass. It's good to see you, my friend. Okay, so this is the Grand Company. These are our delightful lads, the Conjurer, the Archer, and the Arcanist. And what's so funny of them, just have 3 other players put you on /follow and then only move when you tell them. Voila. But like, obviously the thing is that this is about the single player experience you were talking about previously, right? Hydrate or Dihydrate, this is a threat. I did see your Hydrate redeem, Cass, and I did not hydrate, so I apologize. Squadrons do not, like, they will use an ability that I have no idea what it is or what it's based off of, because it's from like pre-Stormblood class designs. Yeah, they cannot have job stones. And also, it's good to see you, Sathis. Yeah. If they added trust AIs to this, it would have been fine, but they haven't. Yeah, like, the thing is that Grand Company squadrons are dead, but content for Grand Companies that I think are really cool, that they just went like, no, like, we're not doing this anymore. And I would love to see new Grand Company content. There won't be. I would love to see new FC content. There won't be. I would love to see new Ishgard content. There won't be. But I the thing I want to see in Dawn Trail. Arcanus is busted because it had an AoE spell from 2.0. Oh, damn, really? Okay. But yeah, anyways, I do love... So sometimes when I, like, queue up as a DPS, I do love just, like, being like, attack my minions. Which, again, they can't do. Even when you do actually have a tank in your squadron, like, there are times where it goes really poorly. Because, like, again, the AI here is categorically faulty. In Before Dawn Trail is all Ishgard content. I would love that cast. There ain't no way. In Before Pictomancer lets you make ink minions, you can use the pet hotbar to command. I would be into that. I'd be pretty into that. Okay, wait, hold on. So here's something that I'm gonna show. So the disengage versus engage stuff is kind of funny. Oh wait, hold on, guys. No! So they got hit by it. Are they going to... Yeah, okay. So here's a problem, is that if you want to gather multiple groups, right? So I think there's going to be more stuff spawning over here. Your Grand Company squad mates won't follow you unless you specifically order them to disengage and come over here. In which case, and time, of course, you know, like there's all sorts of funky things. I did purposefully let them die, mainly because I want to use up my Grand Company issued tonic or whatever, because it has been taking up a place in my Chocobo slot. But also, right, like, notice how, even though we do have a healer, the Conjurer, even though we do have a dedicated healer, I did not tell them to re-engage. Because I told them to disengage, the AI doesn't heal me in that situation. And that's... I genuinely forget to do that, but yeah. Yeah, they will not move out of AoEs. They don't really do any of the thinking, you know? Neglecting old cities is a mistake that WoW made and is a contributor to killing the game ultimately, because the moment they forgot that old content that people actually liked, it became useless. Yeah, like, a part of my hope is that for Dawn Trail, they rework all of the zones, and I feel like there's no possible way that they do that, but I would like it if, with the instances that we've already seen happen, if there was an instance for all of the Eorzean cities and all the NPCs have updated dialogues for being Dawn Trail 7.0, right? I would love it if all of the zones were fundamentally different and looked different, and we're not going to get that. But I would be in love with it if they did, right? So yeah. They're a conjurer, not a white mage, so they don't get the more powerful healing spells, which just sucks. Yeah. How can you rework old zones and not screw things for new players existing in those cities? That's the thing where, like, right now, you know how there are separate instances for I want to say Thavnir right now, right? You could re-instance it based off of how far you are, and like we have some instances of that previously with regards to NPCs, right? If you are in a Realm Reborn post, the Crystal Brave NPCs will show up everywhere, right? Or, for example, another thing, when I wasn't done with Endwalker, but my friends and I were going through Aziz Sla, Tiamat still showed up for me, but for people who had gone farther, Tiamat was no longer in their prison in Aziz Sla. So, right, like, there are some times where they've done that in the past, but, you know. Only because of player traffic in those zones. No, totally valid, but yeah. I think my mess up was I didn't tell them to re-engage. So if we... Yeah, if I fight them, even though my HP is going down, right? Because I've told them to disengage, they'll just keep vibing out there, which is explicitly what you want to have happen, but you know, it is kind of unfortunate when you're ooh, Physic, Cure 2. It is kind of unfortunate if you're, you know, trying to go through this in a somewhat organic manner. Actually, having the Physic might be a legitimate reason to bring Arcanists with you. That's so funny. If you were doing Grand Company Squadron content, which again, yeah, we're not. There is nothing different in the zones. There's triggers to spawn, despawn things based on your world state just for you, but zone changes are different. Interesting, yeah. Reworking old cities wouldn't be too destructive because it's just updating the mechanics of the city, and we added the same details in Charlian and Razat-Han. You want Amaro to be an actual city? I mean, like, we've been talking about them adding housing to Crystarium, right? But yeah, there's no way Amaro, or Amarat, or however you want to call it, is an actual proper place. But yeah. And then also, once your limit gauge, you can order the squadron to do a limit break. But yeah. Because, you know, if you're coming through as a warrior, your limit break is useless. So there are, like, reasons to have it. That's, like, kind of fun, but yeah. Add housing to Charlian or whatever. It does seem more likely than Crystarium, but I am disappointed by it, yeah. Adding new floor space for some players. How do you stop old players who don't see those zones from seeing players? I don't know, floating over water in Limsa, or walking through walls where doorways don't exist for them yet. This is why the Reaper Guild in Ul'dah is its own space. I mean, that's the reason why the Thieves Guild in Limsa Lominsa is its own space as well, right? But I would still posit, Harley, that we have extant ways to deal with that, I think. But yeah. Yeah, it's an expansion space. Okay. Change the actual layout of houses. Yeah, the stairs in housings are disastrous, but yeah. They don't want to split the player base. Totally fair. But yeah, anyways, sorry. We're not actually going to go through the vaults. I did just want to talk about Grand Company Squadrons. Because, again, I think they're so charming. Like, I like them so much. I wish there was a way for them to still be in the game proper, right? 25 minutes? Oh yeah, no, like, I don't know that I'm actually going to do anything else, like, here, right? Other than, I guess, if I get the opportunity to show you what the, Grand Company limit break looks like, but I don't think I will. Oh yeah, and if you want to get them out of the line of those AoE, you have to order them to disengage to come to you and then re-engage, which is fun and everyone loves. Did they update this fight? Or has Adelfell always done those particular moves? They did a while ago. Oh, interesting. Okay. But yeah, alright. So that's Grand Company Squadrons. I love it. I wish they did more with it. I'm very sad that it fell to the wayside like it did. But yeah. While this is charming, etc., development time is limited, unless you're gonna bankroll Creative Business Unit 3 to set aside a team to do stuff. Yeah, alright, alright. When they added trusts to Heaven's Ward, of course. Yeah, so again, Grand Company Squadrons was sort of the way that you could do stuff in game before trusts were added. Now that trusts are added, just use trusts. Like, it's just so much better. But yeah. All right. I think that's kind of really all I wanted to do. Is there anything that we needed to go over before Heaven's Ward? Or before Heaven's Ward. Before the FanFest keynotes? Inventory cleanout? How dare you? I'm not going to do that. And also, that doesn't count for the bingo card. Absolutely not. You know what? Actually, yes. The next time we do Final Fantasy XIV, I'll go ahead and clean up the inventory. But yeah, I think we're basically good to go. I've been playing a lot of 14 recently, yesterday and today being sort of the exclusions, just because I've been like really sort of trying to focus on other projects. But yeah, holding me to that? Well, you'll have to be here to hold me to it, Harley. But okay, sorry, bits aside, we're done. Perfect time to get playing other games right now, for sure. Will we see the end of Baldur's Gate 3? We're gonna try. Whether or not we'll succeed is a different thing entirely, but we're definitely going to try. I guess we could talk about the little bit that we do know with regards to Puliali. Oh, yeah, no, that's exactly what we're going to do. In part because, we did not, do our weekly resets for the, Carnival. So, yeah. Huh? What's up, Sathis? I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, so some of the things that we could know, is it Tuliali or is it Tarai? What am I thinking of? I haven't done the new Blue Mage job quests, so I don't know how much of it will become relevant for what we're doing. But the entire discipline of Blue Mage, Tural. Okay, thank you. The entire discipline of Blue Mage and all that stuff comes from the new world, the Ceruleum, not Ceruleum Ravine. What is it called? But in a Realm Reborn, a lot of the sort of groundwork and foundation is set up for Blue Mages and Tural, actually. So there's like a lot of interesting stuff in there. I say a lot of interesting stuff. I don't really know how sort of unique a lot of the plot or lore is. Except for, I do think the Blue Mage stuff is kind of comedic. I did not check to see, however, whether or not... Okay, this is not a terrible... Not a terrible list. I did not check to see, however, whether or not the new Blue Mage quest stuff brings up good and useful lore information for Dawn Trail, so... Okay. If I remember correctly, which I might not... Yeah, I can't freeze this boy. We have to interrupt him, I think is his thing. Yeah, King's Will. So we can't use Moon Flute on him. When King's Will happens, he gets bigger and he deals more damage. And am I using this time as an excuse to do my Blue Carnival? Absolutely. Blue Mage is a lot of fun, though, huh? If we do get a new limited class, and the new limited class is Green Mage, what does that mean? Like, what does Green Mage do? It's Beastmaster? Okay. 3 jobs, 1 melee, 1 limited, 1 caster. Wait, but we got it confirmed that it's a melee DPS, right? Like, Viper is not a tank in the way that whatchamacallit? Gunbreaker and Dark Knight ended up being okay. Why not Evoker? I know literally nothing about what an Evoker is. Assume, like, Blue Mage, but with pets. Okay. You know nothing about the caster except for all the hints. Okay. Let's go ahead and give ourselves... Let's try and do one more Blue Carnival before taking a break and then getting ready for FanFest. 15 minutes, good sir. I am aware. I'm keeping an eye on the clock. Evoker is kind of like Blue, but you became the monsters to use the skills. Oh, interesting, Gui. Also, it's good to see you, Gui, yeah. Cinematic trailer should be the final one, the full one, which will contain the new class reveal. Okay. Ain't Got Time to Bleed, I think, is actually a pretty easy one. Restored 0 HP? Perfect. Not even a problem. We'll knock this out, we'll go on a break, and we return FanFest. Oh no, okay. Oh! Cool, fantastic. All I gotta do is get behind the wall then, sure. Oh, am I gonna need to use a loom? Yoshi P will probably be cosplaying as the class. Hell yeah. Okay. Yep. Gotcha. Thanks, Squee. Oh, no! Oh, I see! Get me out of here! Fantastic. You gonna kill me? Easy. Let me out! You gonna kill me? Easy. Okay. And with plenty of time to get in... No! With plenty of time to get in... Oh, okay, it's fine. With plenty of time to get into FanFest stuff. Yeah. Alright. That's more allied seals. That's a little gill. Wait, what are you asking me? Bo, what are you asking me to put you in for? Oh, you're not talking to me. I don't think. Alright. Discharge from FC, how rude. Yeah, well, you know, okay. Alright, so we're gonna go on a very quick break. You know the drill. We're gonna be anywhere between 3 to 5 minutes. We're gonna try and keep it on the 3-minute side. And when we return, we're gonna have FanFest queued up. See you all very soon. Bye! Excuse you? I've already... Well, no, I can't say that. It's not Demise After Dark. Yes, we're here. Calm yourselves. Harley, I'm unpinning this. But also, again, if you don't already know, in the Discord under the Final Fantasy XIV section, we've got a little bingo card if you want to play along at home. The chances of any of these things happening the way that I want them to, quite small. But I thought I would bring it back up while we're going. I calm myself. I'm pissed. I did just piss. You're right, Lemmy. You caught me. Expectation. Oh, are you talking about the cinematic trailer that you think they're opening with? This will be in Japanese, sure. It will only be in Japanese. I think I did see something about... Well, okay, hold on. Either I'm going to have to learn Japanese in 50 seconds, or I really hope they have got a translator. Volume up? Alright, don't come at me though. Dawn Trail is about clocks. They're bringing back the Alexander raids. Lemmy, I think you've cracked the code. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year.
Blue seas, clear skies, and boundless possibilities. I dare say our destination will soon be in sight.
Enjoying yourself for a change?
So we've seen all of this, right? so that's the Viper stuff that we missed last time.
Might you have a moment to speak further?
Bancred having another napkin moment. Sure. God, whatever Viper's going to be. Ugh. Taco Cat. Okay.
Look, my friends. Behold the scene of our next great adventure.
You and your adventures. I trust you have not forgotten the true purpose of our voyage?
At last, we are come to the land you call the New World. Put out.
Also, we haven't seen the name of it, Harley, STFU. Unless it's actually Pictomancer, I still haven't lost yet. Finally, my art degree is worth something. Sathies, you have value separate from your degree. But that was actually pretty cool. I was into it. The thing that sucks is that even though I absolutely was wrong, the cutesiness of all of the creatures that were summoned by Cryle's paintbrush was pretty intense. Oh. Yeah, definitely magical girls have been alive currently.
配信の皆さんもおはようございます。皆さんようこそお越しくださいました。ファイナルファンタジー14プロデューサー兼ディレクターの吉田です。よろしくお願いします。もうサイリウムの数がすごくてちょっと動揺しております。ありがとうございます。Hi guys, thank you for coming today. My name is Naoki Yoshida, producer and director of Final Fantasy XIV. さあ、新生14 10周年グローバルファンフェスツアーのトリとなる日本のファンフェスティバルいよいよ開幕です。 ただですね、新年1月1日、能登半島の方で非常に大きな地震があって、被災された皆様に、心よりお見舞い申し上げます。非常に困難な状況から、1年ね、幕開けとなった日本なんですが、僕らやっぱりゲーム開発者にとって、特にファイナルファンタジー14にとっては、被災された光の戦士の皆さんがですね、日常を取り戻した時に、お帰りなさいと、楽しい世界がしっかり、作られて維持されていくことが我々の一番やらなければいけない仕事かなと思っておりますので、全力でそれを取り組んでいこうと思います。
If Harley turns out to be right and there's no translations whatsoever, we will just go raid into Chile.
X でもちょっと拝見したんですけど、やっぱりいらっしゃれない、この会場に来る予定だったのがいらっしゃれなかった光の選手の方のコメントも拝見しました。ただそこに書かれてたのは、せっかくの機会なので自分が行けなかった分まで、皆さんに楽しんでほしいというふうにコメントを拝見しましたので、この会場に、いらっしゃる皆さん、そして配信ご覧の皆さん、僕らも含めてですが、とにかく楽しく目いっぱいやって、皆さんに力を届けられればなと思ってますので、どうぞ楽しんでいきましょ
う。If there is no translation, we will try and find someone who is doing a live translation.
さあ、じゃあちょっとコメントもですね、今日ちゃんと返しをもらっているので、こちらにニコニコ動画がございます。ありがとうございます。楽しむのが仕事だって、イエーイ吉田見てるって、これ必ずありますねあります、見てますよ、見てます。はい、こちらは、YouTube と、Twitch です。新ヘアスタイルってそれかって、それ吉田の新ヘアスタイルなだけなのよろしくお願いします。ファイナルファンタジー14新生10周年ということもありますし、世界中の光の戦士の皆さんのおかげ、それに支えられてですね、まさかの
Here's the thing that's hilarious about this. There is no world in which we will be able to confirm deny if I'm currently talking over anything important. Because none of us speak Japanese. So, you know, get a Schrodinger's check off on that bingo
当時
card.
通訳対応でやらせていただければと思います。全世界で盛り上がっていきたいと思いますので、日本のプレイヤーの皆さんもご理解いただけると大変助かります。
But I'm glad that, like,
というわけで基調講演の通訳パートナーはリード英語翻訳者のケイトさんです。さあケイトさん入ってきてください。
Okay.
どうぞよろしくお願いします。
Here we go.
And hello to everyone on stream. I am Kate, the lead English translator, and I am once again here to tell you what Yoshi P says.
さすが英語お上手。
I am very good at English. Thank you. ありがとうございます。
ロンドンのファンフェスの時にはケイトさんね、ちょっといろいろ作業がね忙しくて工事にバトンタッチだったんですけど、どうですか？ 7.0 の翻訳作業順調ですか？
順調です。
お、即答で順調。
I was unable to attend the London FanFest because I was very busy working on 7.0, so Koji thankfully took over. But it is going well, our development progress, and I am making sure to fuel my motivation with a lot of tacos. So, tacos を食べることでモチベーションをバフしながら頑張ってます。
そんなにタコスね上がるんだね。
まあそうで、まあグラハティア見ればタコス食べたくなりますよ。
Warrior of Darkness jersey looks good too. Okay.
If you see Graha, you want to eat the tacos. It's not weird. It's not weird.
さてさて改めまして、ファンフェスティバル in 東京ドーム夢のようなファンフェスワクワクをお届けする2日間。その幕開けは僕の基調講演からスタートします。その内容はもちろんこちらになります。
So once again, welcome to FanFest in Tokyo. This is a dreamlike FanFest being held in Tokyo Dome. And we want to kick it off with my keynote, the subject of which is, of course,
拡張パッケージ黄金のレガシーの最新情報をお届けしてまいります。
the newest information on our expansion Dawn Trail.
そして気になる発売日なんですが、きっと3つ目のファンフェスだから発売日出るんだろうなと思っていると思うんですが、
We
す
do
いま
have
せん
to
計
like
画上の日程はもちろん
throw
決まって
Yoshi
はいる
P
んで
off
す
a
が、
boat now, right?
現状
Because
ギリギ
both
リま
of
で
the
ちょっとすいま
classes
せん
that he
スケ
said
ジュール
were
の
never
最
going to
終
be
調
seen
整
before in
確
Final
認を
Fantasy
しております。
14 have been seen before in Final Fantasy
So, given
14.
that this is the third FanFest, you're probably expecting us to announce the release date of Dawn Trail. Unfortunately, though, we do have an internal date that we are targeting. We are adjusting the schedule, making sure it's fine-tuned as possibly could be
No!
before announcing, so we will not be sharing that today.
No
まあなん
release
で慎
date!
重かというとですね、
Damn.
皆さんよく
See y'all in
ご存知かと思いますが、
2025 and the stream.
今月のフィナーレでですね、私ゲーム業界人として人生初めての延期を、させていただくということをしてしまいましたので、ちょっと今回はまあたとえ数週間だろうが、そういったことがないようにギリギリまで、しっかりした日程調整するためにあとほんの少しお
I
時間
would
いただければと思
scream,
います。
Harley.
If you're wondering why, well, it's because, as you know, for Endwalker, for the very first time in my career, we had to delay the release. We don't want that to happen again, even if it's just a few weeks. So we are taking great care to make sure that our schedule is on track before announcing, but we will get you that info as soon as we can.
もうコメントでですね、10
They're
月か
probably so
10
relieved
月
that there's not a
夏
public
じゃない
date.
よなって
I can
いう
feel
コメン
that.
ト溢
Like
れてるんですけ
Endwalker
ど、
was delayed, and I
大丈夫
remember
です。
everyone
夏って言
and
った
their
ら夏
parents
です
like shit themselves.
People are saying, you mean October then? It's not going to be summer? It's going to be October, isn't it? No, no, it will be summer.
ちょっとファイナルファンタジー16だってサマーって言って6月に出てるんですよ。
We said in 16 we were going to release it in summer, and it came out in June.
スクエニ時間じゃなく、14時間の夏でちゃんと出すようにします。
We will not be releasing on Square Enix time. We will be releasing on 14 time, which means properly in summer.
はい、できるだけですね、
And yeah,
早く
I remember
発売の情報をお出し
hearing
でき
a
るよう
lot
に
about
頑張りますの
Yoshi
で、
P
ちょ
being
っと
like
別の
heartbroken
次
for
の
the
機会
first
で、
time.
させていただければと思います。すいま
Japanese
せん、よ
work
ろしくお
culture
願いしま
sucks.
す。
Yeah, rough.
So we will work very hard to get you that info as soon as possible, and we'll have it for you next time. So thank you for your patience.
さあでは本格的に黄金のレガシーの中身についてお話ししていこうと思いますが、もちろん皆さんが一番気になっているのは
Of course, let's talk about the content of Dawn Trail and the thing you're most looking forward to.
I do want to know a lot more about Viper, right?
A new job.
さあ気づきました？どんなジョブでした？
Did you figure out what job it is?
リルムって言われたジョブ名じゃない。
That's not even a job name.
さあ僕があれこれ説明する前にですね、動画で一番最初その動きをご覧いただこうと思います。
But before you hear from me, let's see it on video.
それではどうぞ。
Your job is literally Adeline from Kirby. Sure. Okay. We need to hear what the name is, and I swear to God, if it's Pictomancer, I am gonna scream. It is very bow-coded, Fresna, for sure. Also, I haven't commented on the monster she's fighting yet. That guy is very cute. But like...
はい、ありがとうございます。黄金のレガシー新ジョブ第2弾はピクトマンサー、筆を武器とする遠隔魔法 DPS となっています。
The second job of Dawn Trail will be ranged magical DPS wielding a brush, the Pictomancer.
さあ皆さん予想の方は当たっていたでしょうか？
Did you
All
guess
right,
correct?
Cole. I owe you an apology.
ラスベガスのねファンフェスでちょっとね
Cole, you were a genius.
Yeah,
I should have looked
and
at the
also
Teenage
FanFest,
Mutant
I
Ninja
wore
Turtles
a
masks.
very,
I should have
Vegas
looked.
T-shirt.
I didn't look with my
な
eyes.
んか2つのジョブのヒントっぽくなったのかなっていう気がし
Not
ま
a
す。
new class.
I feel like it was a good
Realm
hint for
Aroni
both
from Final
jobs.
Fantasy VI had the job.
はい。
Yeah, you know what? You're not getting a demo dollar from me. Get your one wish. Get your one wish from Atlan. I blame Angelic Ice for this. Faulty information.
ファイナルファンタジー6では筆を使い敵の
Crow, I'm
イラストを描いて
dying.
ね
Crow, I'm
その
dying.
技を使うというジョブでした。
In FF6, Pictomancer used their brush to draw their enemies and therefore use their techniques.
ファイナルファンタジー14ではその書くという部分を発展させピクトマンサーがさまざまなモンスターだけじゃなくて絵を描いてそれを魔法として攻撃やを発動させていくという見た目にも非常にユニークなジョブになってい
No,
ま
yeah.
す。
Harley, you won.
FF14's
You won.
Pictomancer has a bit
I
broader
lost,
of
and I
painting
lost
skills.
because I
They
bet
can
on
paint not
Atlan.
only monsters, but landscapes and other things, not just the enemies that they are currently facing.
This is not
And they also
important
have a very
stuff.
unique appearance.
It's just talking about what we just
メンバ
saw,
ーであるクルルが
Clary.
今回ピクトマンサーにジョブチェンジすることになりました。
And the Scion Kryl has become Pictomancer.
ね、クルルずっとちょっと戦えなくてねお留守番が続いていたんできっと頑張ってくれたんだと思います。
Because Kryl could never fight before, right? She was always sort of stuck watching things at home. I think she probably tried really hard to take on this new role.
吉田はピクトマンサーのコスプレをしないのかっていうふうに
People were talking about a
目に
limited
入れ
caster
て
class.
して
Are
おり
we
ますが
are we
さすがに
sure
この
we're
ジョ
not
ブ、
getting that?
50歳のおじさんが、コスプレするのは厳しいものがあると。
I'm seeing people saying, why isn't Yoshi P cosplaying the Pictomancer? But honestly, I think it would be a little bit difficult for me as a 50-year-old man to portray the image of this job.
その一部からっていうのをちょっとやめてもらっていいですか。
People are like shocked.
スタッフ真に受けるんで。というわけで今回はですね僕の代わりにですね素敵なモデルさんに、新ジョブ衣装を着ていただいてます。
But in my place, we do have a wonderful model who will be showing off this job gear.
ご登場いただきましょう。どうぞ。
Let's call her out.
What's happening? Okay.
いやさすがでしょ
Wow, impressive.
う。可愛いの声ありがとうございます。
Sure.
どうですかって見てくださいよ。
It's very
Really?
ridiculous.
See,
There's
this
no
wouldn't be
world
that
in
look
which
on
I
me.
do that, Harley. That's a very... How dare you?
ちょっとコメントを会
The hat
場
is
一
literally
斉に大丈
Realm's
夫
hat.
似合うよみたいなのやめてもらっ
I
ていいですか。
feel
Everyone
like...
keeps saying, no, it'd be fine, it'll look great, please stop.
I feel like I was given faulty information, and so therefore Harley's ill-gotten gains should not be given, is
So
what
our
I'm
model
saying.
here is wearing the job outfit for Pictomancer.
着心地はいかがですか。
How does it feel?
良い。
Good.
なんか俺の装備もクオリティ高かったけど確かにすごいな。
This
My
is the
gear was also
unreliable
high
narrator
quality, but man, this is
situation from
impressive.
Baldur's Gate all over again.
ではピクトマンサーのね、紹介が終わるまでちょっとステージ上に
Because I was
一緒に
told
いただき
in
ましょ
no
う。
uncertain
If you
terms
could stay
the
up here
class
while
had
we
never
finish
been seen
introducing Pictomancer, that'd be
before.
great.
ではピクトマンサーの特徴を見ていこうと思います。
Also,
So
is the
let's look at
cosplayer
the
just
details
going
of
to
this
be
job.
there?
まず
The whole
ロールに関しては先ほどお伝えした通り遠隔魔法 DPS で装備枠はキャスター枠になってます。
Yeah, you are right, Kishna.
So this will be ranged magical DPS using the gear of casting.
そして筆という専用の、武器を使います。
And they have a special
Yeah,
weapon
that
that
guy
is their
is
brush.
a Mikote. He's a cat guy.
コメント配信そろそろそのこ コスプレした吉田の腹が見たかったとかそういうのはいいんで集中して聞いてもらっていいですか。
I see you all on the stream saying you wanted to see my midriff. Please stop and pay attention now.
こちら対応クラスはございません。最初からジョブの状態で
Also,
戦えます。
yeah, Cole is wrong.
So
The
there is
painter
no
has a big
requisite class
brush.
for this
It's
job. You
fine.
can just start
I'm
from
not
the job
crazy.
itself.
He's
そしてス
crazy.
タートの初期レベルは80からとなっております。
Starting level will be 80.
Makes sense.
ジョブクエストの開始位置はグリダニアとなっております。
And the job quest will be beginning in Gridania.
黄金のレガシースタートの際には条件を満たしていればすぐにでも使用可能となっています。
So long as you've completed the requirements, you will be able to pick up this job right as soon as you get into Dawn Trail.
そうなんかグリダニアでジョブクエスト開始するの久しぶりなんですよね。
It's been a long time since we had a job quest start in Gridania.
はい、結構特徴的なジョブクエストになっておりますので、ジョブクエスト自体も、お楽しみください。
Summer.
The job quests themselves are
I'm-
also very unique, so I hope you'll look forward to that.
では続
It
いてバトル
sucks.
の
I
イメージ
kind
に
of
行
love
きましょう。
Summer's hate train. I'm
Now
on
let's
it.
talk about
I'm not
what I
actually
like
on
in
it. I think it's
combat.
very cute, but yeah.
まず先ほどお伝えした通り、筆に魔力を込めて描いたイメージ。それを
I don't
力
feel
にして戦
anything
うの
about
が
Painter,
ピクトマンサーです。
As we mentioned, the Pictomancer concentrates Aether in their brush to release their power by drawing
Like
pictures.
it is a very cool
絵画魔
design.
法というジャンルの魔法を使います。
It is the magic of an artist.
さらにですね、ファイナルファンタジー16のピクトマンサーはね、相手のモンス
New
タ
main
ー
Theo?
自体の
Hell
絵を
yeah.
描くっていうジョブだったんですが、
The Pictomancer in 6 was drawing just their enemies.
ファイナルファンタジー14では相対する敵に関わりなく、さまざまな生物や武器、さらには風景を描いて効果を発揮させます。
But regardless of what enemy they're facing, FF14's Pictomancer can draw
Time for your
creatures,
buff dragoon
weapons,
to
and
pick up the
even
brush.
landscapes.
The sound effects of them painting though were
エフェ
such
クトと呼ば
like
れるものもピクトマンサー専用のタッチで
I have a
ちょっと
wet
ね
cake and I'm just like
ドローイン
plunging
グ
like a
されたよう
fork
な
into it
形
over
で
and
か
over
なりね
again.
試行錯
It
誤を
was
繰
very
り返
like
して作っています。
We have quite a few original visual effects for Pictomancer to really make it look like they are drawing.
絵を描くためには
Xenos
詠唱
and
時
Emmett
間がありますが、
Fan art.
もちろ
Very fair,
んそれを補う無詠唱魔法とかアビリティも存在しています。
Of course, in order to create a work of art, it's going to take some time, but to go along with that, you will also have instant cast spells and abilities.
ピクトマンサーは自身が攻撃するだけでなくパーティーを強化するような魔法も一部持っています。
I mean, I'm
And the Pictomancer
excited.
does not simply attack, they also have magic that can buff their party.
サポートジョブというわけではないので、まあ、そういったところ結構気にされる方いると思うんですが、サポートジョブというわけではないですが、黒魔同士のような攻撃特化ではないということだけお伝えしておきます。
We wouldn't say it's a full support job if that's what you're thinking, but it is not quite so attack focused as something like Black Mage.
ちなみに普段遠隔魔法 DPS キャスターやってるよっていう方どれぐらいいますか？
Who's playing ranged magical DPS right now?
結構いますね。
Quite a few.
ピクト
Oh,
マン
okay.
サーは
I was gonna say,
ちなみに
did nobody
蘇
raise
生
their
魔法は
hand?
持ってお
Or...
りません。
Pictomancers cannot res you.
Oh
なんかイ
no!
メージできたかなと思いますので、先ほど
Oh,
のもう一度ご覧いただこうかと思います。
So I think you have a good idea now in your mind of what Pictomancer might be like. So with that, let's take another look at the video.
どうぞ。
Okay, so we've already watched this. The thing that Aquila was saying, or Battle Benoit was saying about literally just being Splatoon. Yeah, right. Like it's got Splatoon energy. It's got a little bit of the Fall Guys collab energy, right? Like the sort of pastel colors and whatnot. Here's the thing. I like the vibes of this character are very fun. I don't know.
はい、ありがとうございます。新ジョブピクトマンサーいかがだったでしょうか。
Thank you. How was it?
配信の先にいる光の選手の方からですね、質問が届いておりました。絵が下手な僕でもピクトマンサーになれますかって。
So we have a question from the chat asking, okay, even if I am just terrible at art, can I be Pictomancer?
絵が死ぬほど下手な吉田にも使えているので大丈夫だと思います。
I am so bad at art that it is like just so dreadful, and I'm fine, so you'll be fine.
美術1ですって言ってる方いらっしゃいますけど大丈夫です大丈夫です。
It does not require artistic skill.
はい、ではピクトマンサーありがとうございました。
Summoning stick figures.
Pictomancer.
They on it. Okay. Do you think?
さあここでちょっとピクトマンサー
I'm
に
gonna
関し
save
て
that
で
for
すね
later.
ドイツ語のプレイヤーの皆さんに一つお知らせがございます。
Now we do have one announcement about Pictomancer for our players playing in German.
これまで「ファイナルファンタジー6」のオリジナル、それからピクセルリマスタードイツ語版で
Oh my
は、
God.
ジョブ名をですねこのように表記してました。今パワーポイントに映ってます。
So in FF6, both the original and remaster, Pictomancer had previously been translated as Duplicant.
デュプリカント。
And that's how we've legally managed to say that we've never seen this class before. Because in German Final Fantasy, his name was the
Yes, duplicate
Duplicant.
has a bit of a special meaning in MMOs, you know, dupes of items.
でおそらくですね、モンスターをコピーするデュプリケートするような多分イメージで当時ドイツ語のジョブ名作られたんだと思います。
But at the time, because the job was in fact duplicating your enemies, that's why they translated it with a name that means duplication.
But we've literally
ただ
seen
実際
Viper
ピクト
before
マン
as
サ
well,
ーというジョブに関
Sackles.
してその敵の姿をコピーするだけではなくていろんな絵を描くっていう遊びをピクトマンサーに作っていこうとするとどうしてもジョブ名とイメージの開きが出てしまうので今回、FF シリーズ全体で協議をしてですね14のドイツ語版では今書かれているようにどちらかというともうピクトマンサーに近い、こちらも造語になりますがジョブ名を、作りました。
However, because 14's Pictomancer is focused around creating original works of art, not just duplicating, we thought there would be quite a gap between the name if we use the legacy translation. So therefore, for all of the FFs, we will now be using this new name, Pictomant.
今後また新たな FF シリーズでピクトマンサーが登場する際には今回作った
Is this our 30 minutes
ド
on
イ
the
ツ語表示を
Lala
使って
Chin
いこうと
Battle
思いますの
Benoit?
でミスではないのでドイツ語プレイヤーの皆さん、しっかり協議した上で FF シリーズ全体として決めましたので
Lalafell Chin all over
ご理解いただ
again.
けます
All
と
right,
助か
mark
り
it
ま
off
す
on your bingo
So in
sheets.
future Final Fantasy games, you will see Pictomant as the name for this job. So please know that's not a mistake. We didn't forget the old name. This is this choice we made for all of Final Fantasy with everyone involved. So thank you, and we hope you'll enjoy the new name.
やっぱりこうシリーズね歴史が長いとこう発展していく中で当時ねその限定した機能に対してだけ名前を付けたものが後になってねこうそれを拡張しようとすると噛み合わなくなるっていう結構例かなとは今回思いました。
Honestly, when you have such a long-running series as Final Fantasy, you will run into these cases where what made perfect sense at the time is no longer working for us, and this is a great example of the sort of stuff we deal
And
with.
before all the
ただやっ
Germans
ぱりシリーズの
boycott
可能
Dawntrail
性
over
と
the
か
name change.
発展性ということを考えた時に変更しなければいけないというタイミングの今回しっかり議論した上で決めましたので、似たような事例ね今回はドイツ語でしたけどいろんな言語でまた出てくる可能性もありますので、なんとなく頭に入れておいていただけると助かります。
But you know, as we grow and develop as a franchise, we really need to adapt in the way that is best for Final Fantasy's future. And this time it only affected German, but I think it will probably happen in all languages at certain points. So just remember that that's what we're bearing in mind when we make these decisions.
さあでは続けてさまざまなキャラクターが登場するこの黄金のレガシー、そのストーリーについても、触れておきましょう。
Winter,
So
welcome
let's move on
in.
to the story of Dawn Trail, which will feature myriad characters.
We're watching
今回皆さんにお
FANFEST.
届けするのは再三
I have never been more
光の
embarrassed
戦
in
士
my
への最
entire
高の
life.
夏休みとお伝えしてきました。
As we've mentioned, we will be giving you the greatest summer vacation a warrior of light could have.
新たな冒険、そしてそのバカンスの目的は西方トラル大陸になります。
The site of this vacation and our new adventure will be the continent of Tural.
依頼されるのはトラル大陸にあるとある王国の王位継承霊性の助力です。
And the reason we will be going there is for the right of succession for a nation over there.
その依頼主となるのが
Check out Winter's
And
channel.
the
They're very
person who
good.
has requested our help
こちらのキャラクターです。
Summer vacation
It's
will
her.
end 5 quests in, calling it now. Yeah, fair enough. Oh, okay.
トラル大陸の王女ウク
Wait,
ラマ
so
ト
she's
と
got a
いう
claim
キャ
to
ラク
the
ター
This character is Wuklamat. She's the daughter of the current ruler of Tural.
な
Okay.
んとなくね、あんまり見たことのない種族にも見えるんですけれど、
I feel like I haven't seen this before.
ミコってだよね、多分ね。
Is it a Mikote? そうですよね。
多分ちょっと体質的にちょっとモフモフしてるミコってだと思います。
I think it's just a really, really fuzzy Mikote.
Turn out
まあ、
sweated
それしかないですよね。
そうですね。
The
まあまあじゃあ気
new
にしない
caster
で
class is
先
a
進み
painter,
ましょう。
and I
Don't
owe
worry about
1,000
it.
people $1.
この王位継承レースというのはさまざまな候補者が入り乱れて競うものになっています。
A more pronounced
So in
chin.
this right of
Fair enough.
succession, we will be competing with other various contestants for the throne.
その王位継承レースの道中ですね、さまざまな気づきやドラマが待ち構えています。
And there will, of course, be a lot of revelations and various dramatic turns along the way.
まあその王位継承レースというからには他にも候補者います。
Of course, as a contest, we do
Oh
need
yeah,
people
and
to compete
obviously
against.
this is a
さらに
fan
暁
profile.
のメンバーがそこにどう関わっていくのか、それらはぜひ皆さんの目でお確かめください。
And so I hope you'll look forward to finding out how exactly the other scions play into that competition.
今ご紹介したこの新たな登場人物であるウクラマトなんですが、いよいよパッチ 6.55 のメインクエストパート2から登場となります。
As for Wuklamat, who we've introduced today, you will be able to meet her in patch 6.55 part 2.
早速ですね、
sure,
非常に
okay.
キャラ性強いキャラになってますんで、ぜひですね皆さんの手で、新しい物語のまさに序章をですね、体験していただければと思います。
She is a very strong character, so I hope you look forward to getting to know her.
そんな気になる
Yoshi
分かった
You're gonna call her mommy, I know it.
55はいつなのかねと。
I
Okay,
feel, yeah,
so
I
you're
don't
wondering, I'm
feel.
sure, when is patch 6.55 coming out?
パッチ 6.55 は1
I
月
guess no
16
one marked
日公
Courtney
開とな
off
り
your
ます。
bingo
It'll be coming
cards.
out on January 16th.
What?
さすがにね、来週週明けはすいません、ちょっと僕らファンフェスの疲労で倒れているので、厳しいので、中1週明けて、リリースさせていただきます。
Obviously, after FanFest is over, we are all going to be passed out, so we're taking a week and then releasing.
なおですね、すいません、パッチ 6.55 は24時間メンテナンスを予定してます。
Okay.
And also, we are planning to have a 24-hour maintenance for this patch.
これはですね、パッチ
24-hour
6.55
maintenance, of
の
course.
公開作業に合わせて、皆さんの日本の全デ
Do
ータ
y'all
センター
want me
の
to
各
wait
種、まあ、い
to
わゆ
play
るサーバー機材ですね。
6.55 main?
まあ、ものすごい
Or
高
do
性
you
能
want me
サーバー
to
がたくさん並んでるんですけど、そ
play it
れ
when
を
it comes out?
最新の機材に
Here,
全て
question
入れ
for
替え
you.
るという作業を同時に行わせていただきます。
This is because we will be replacing the entire Japanese data center infrastructure with newer machines.
これによってですね、さらに安定性増しますし、いろんなことが、まあアイテム関係だったり、まあ土地だったり、ハウジング、いろんなことまたやりやすくなりますので、それらのメンテナンスと、それから最新機器への入れ替えということを、今回やりますので、すみません、ちょっと長時間のメンテナンスになりますが、ご承知おきください。
We're sorry that it's such a long maintenance, but this will contribute to stability and our ability for the servers to handle things like items and housing, so we ask for your understanding.
はい、では続いて新たな冒険の舞台となる西方トラル大陸追加情報を、見ていきましょう。
So let's take a look at some new information about Tyrol.
こちらオールゼアの全体図ですね、三大洲の西方に位置する巨大な大陸です。
So on the map, you'll see that it is to the west of the three great continents.
こちら左に見えるのがトラル大陸ですが、
And on the left is what we've shown you so far.
まあこちら
I
ですね。
will say, I'm glad that we're getting more of Tyrol's map than we got of
なんとト
Garlemald's
ラル大陸というのは
map.
ですね、南北に大きく、大陸が存在していて、今回の舞台
Oh,
とな
what
る
is
のは、
that?
その南北トラル大陸を股にかける
That was
冒険
covered
にな
in
ります
clouds 10 seconds ago.
But Tyrol is actually a very
The southern
massive
continent
continent
is
expanding
massive.
from north to south, and we will be going that full length during our adventure.
This
なの
down
で最
here
新
is
の、
Maricina.
14の世界地図はこのようになっております。
So this is the full new map.
そしてご紹介してきた今回新たにプレイヤーの皆さんプレイヤータウンとなるのがトライオラです。
And this is the new player hub that we introduced to Yolal.
このトライオラ自体がこの南北のトラル大陸をつなぐ橋の役目を持っています。
Tuliolo actually functions as a bridge connecting the north and south parts of the continent of Tyrol.
先ほど公開したトレーラーの方にもこうやって巨大
I
な橋
am a
立ってい
sucker
た
for
と
a
思い
big
ます。
fantasy
As you
bridge.
saw in the trailer, there is a literal bridge.
今回の冒険はこのトライオラを中心にトラル大陸の南北
Now,
を
if we could put a
またいでの
dragon on
大冒
there,
険となります。
And then have the
So
dragon
the
fight
Tuliolo
as
will be
we
at
go
the center of our
through.
adventure. It will span from
Theo
north
is right
to
there
south
with
of
me.
Tyrol.
まあ南北文化的な統一感というのはまあある程度はあるんですけど、
Yeah,
こ
the
こで
graphical
は
overhaul
ちょっと
for
ネタバ
sure.
レで言えないさまざまな出来事により南と北で大きく物語が
Battle
揺
on
れ動
the
いていく
big
ことになりま
bridge,
す。
Theo!
Though there's a degree of unity between the cultures of the two due to certain developments that I will
What kind of
not
wine you
share
got, Krishna?
here, there will be major story developments in both North and South Tyrol that will change the story significantly. So you can almost think of it as a two-part structure.
もちろん一つの壮大な物語 7.0 自体で、そうなっていますが、内容をねやってみると二部構成に近い、新しい我々のチャレンジにも見えるかもしれ
We
ま
can
せ
change
ん。
it to pink.
Of course, the whole story overall is one unified story, but you may feel it does have two distinct arcs when you play through it.
では新たなフィールドを、振り返りと新しい情報を交えつつ、ご紹介していこうかなと思います。
So let's both review and take a look at some new information on field areas.
まずこれまではスクリーンショット等々でしか出せなかったものをまとめてですね、既存の情報公開した部分動画にして、ダイジェスト動画を作ってきましたので、まずはそれをご覧いただきましょう。
Just
So
don't
far, we've only been
Stormblood
able to show you
vanilla
a
us,
few clips and
please.
screenshots, but we've put together all the materials we have so far into a collection that we will show you now.
Because of the
Sort of
unified culture. I get what you're
does.
saying, Harley. Yeah, very much Panama Canal energy, somebody mentioned earlier. Development footage, subject to change, sure. God, the two swords. It sucks. I might play through MSQ as a DPS. Yeah, Arizona again, of course. Oh my god, this is just a western town. This town ain't big enough for the two of us. I am, of course, talking about the other sword on your back. see more Valentine alms, obviously. Ooh, okay, this place is cute. Sure.
Thank you.
さてさて、かなり冒険のイメージ多いですね。自然地形、そういった数々ご覧いただきました。
So we've taken a look at some natural scenes that really speak of adventure.
ではここからはですね、既存エリアの紹介でしたので、さらに新たなエリアを、ご紹介していきます。
But those were areas you've seen before, so let's look at some that you haven't.
ちょっと今まで見たものとは毛色が変わるので、あまりすみません、多くは語れないです。
These are pretty different from what you've seen so far, and for that same reason, we can't tell you a whole lot about them.
その点すみません、ご了承ください。
Please understand.
まずはすみません、いきなり動画からいこうと思います。
We'll start with a video.
どうぞ。
Yo, what the fuck? Why are we going to Cyberpunk all the time now? Hello? Hello? This is literally just a Cyberpunk town. This is just Night City.
Uh, 突然の絵代わりに会場騒然としておりますが、
Yeah, so it was a pretty sudden change of visuals there.
こちらのエリア、ちょっとね、動画の方では本当オブジェクト全然出せない、ネタバレが
But
出
they
せ
said
ない
we
です
were done with
が、
Elegance, didn't they?
エリアの名前をソリューション9と言います。
We really can't show you a lot of specific objects from this area because it would be spoilers, but we can tell you it's called Solution 9.
こちらのソリューショ
You
ン
blame
9も、
Falsey.
プレイヤーの、皆さんが滞在する大都市がトライアラだとすると、こちらショータウンの状態になってます。
This too will function as a town, much like the player hub of Tuliolal.
ではちょっとだけ説明をしておきましょう。
I will explain it just a little bit.
トライアラとは全く
Ain't no
異な
way
る
they're making it
文明によって
Elegance
築かれた
again.
摩天楼都市となっています。
So
Ain't-
this has been constructed by a totally different civilization than Tuliolal.
そんなの見たらわかるよっていう話だと思うんですけど、
I think you can probably tell just by looking.
名前の由来はですね、すみません、いろいろご想像ください。ちょっとだけスクリーンショットもお見せします。
But maybe have a think about why it might be called Solution 9. And we have one more screenshot to show you.
もう今まで皆さんが思い描いてきた
I don't think it's Elegance because Elegance are way more green and yellows and blues and reds.
I
Like
feel like
they've
we
never
are
had.
loudly destroying any mental image you might have had for Dawn Trail right now.
すみません、ちょっと先ほど言いましたが、オブジェクト等はね、ネタバレが強いので、
Black Cat
い
Coder
ろいろちょっと
Raven's
削
getting
除
it.
したスクリーンショットになって
Elegans
るんです
aren't
けど、実
the
際に
only
いろんなオブ
advanced
ジェク
society.
ト
We
存在
know
して
there
ます
were others.
Like I said, we can't really show you specific objects in this setting because it would be a spoiler, so we've kind of erased them all, and this is just the background.
ビルなのか、施設なのか、これね、かなり雰囲気が今までと異なってます。
But are these buildings? Is this a facility? In any case, it's quite different from what we've seen.
I think
先ほど
back
お
up
伝
to
え
the
した通
final
り、
days,
この
another
ソリューション
reflection
9、プレイ
across
ヤーの
the
皆さんのショー
source,
タウンでもあるので、
right?
かなり
Like if
施
this is
設
just
や
an
設備
entirely
の多い
different
場所となっていま
universe.
す。
But as I mentioned, it will be a player hub, so you can expect a lot of different facilities and features there.
A
どんな
Garlean
物語になるの
bunker
か、そもそも
would
こ
make
こは
me
どういった場所なの
unhappy,
か、
but would
これまで
not.
の
I would not be
今までのね、6.X
insane.
シリーズまでとも異なる雰囲気での冒険、いろいろご想像ください。
But as for what this place actually is,
This
what
is
sort of story will take
Smileton?
place here,
Winter, get out of here.
You'll just have to imagine for yourself something that is quite different from what we've seen thus far up to 6.X.
ではもう少しだけ新しいエリア紹介していこうと思います。
And I'll show you one more area now.
こちらはアートワークとなっています。
This is the concept art.
こちら新たなエリア名ヘリテージファウンドと言います。
And this
What
area
is
is called
happening?
Heritage Found.
もう謎しかない
Does
です
this
ね。
kind of remind anybody
It's
of
pretty
the
mysterious.
蒸気機関を持った
the
よ
big
うな
saucer
列
in
車
Final
が
Fantasy
走ってます。
There seems to be a steam-powered train.
まあしかもこれアートワークですけど手前と奥とで異なったね文明が混ざってるように見えますが、こちらは一つのエリアの中になってま
Midgard, thank you.
す。
And it certainly looks like the stuff in the foreground and the stuff in the background were constructed by different civilizations, but this is all one area.
異常なほどですね、奥
In
側
this
電気
region
に満た
overflowing
され
with
た
lightning
地域になってま
energies.
す。
Thick thunderclouds
This
blot out
area
the sun.
is absolutely replete with lightning energy.
では
While
ここからはで
streaks
す
of
ね、ちょっと
purple
もう
levin
説明がで
illuminate
き
the
ないの
land
で
day and night.
スクリーンショットだけチラチラお見せします。
But I can't really give you any more explanation than that, so we'll just take a look at a few more screenshots.
なので 7.0 黄金の
When
レ
they
ガシー
showed us the
にはいろん
world
な
map,
エリアが出てくるよと思っていた
You're
だけ
ready
れ
to
ば
dodge 100
助かり
lightning
ます。
bolts
And you'll just
in
have to take
Azuma
this
all
in the
over
spirit
again.
of there are a variety of areas coming.
ではまず1枚目。
When they showed us the world map, on the world map there was some sort of like
まあ
glowing
これまでね、黄
item
金のレガシー
on
自然
it.
地形とかこればっかり
It's
紹介
gotta
して
be
きたん
the
ですけ
city,
ど、まあ
right?
こういった地域もあって複数の文化というのが混在しています。
So far we've shown you a lot of fields and natural scenery, but as you can see here, there's also these very unique areas with cultures intermingling.
なんとなくね、
This is a bizarre-
我々帝国っぽいイメージにも
This is a
見えな
bizarre
くもないんですけど、
choice.
ちょっと違いますね。
It looks a little bit like Garlemald, but not quite.
ガレマールだと黒と赤だも
And Garlemald was very black and red.
んな。そして2枚目。
I-
奥に見えるのは先ほどのアートに
This
も見えていた
could be
タワーなのか何なのか。
Right?
In our second screenshot here, in the background, you can see that same thing, whatever it is, a tower maybe?
まあ、こういった地域だとしても人々
It's
は、
definitely
ここ
giving
で
me
たくまし
Midgard
く
energy.
力強く生きています、これらはダンジョンではなく、プレイヤーの皆さんが冒険
I
する
don't
フ
know.
ィールドとなってます。
But even in an area as strange as this, we have people living their lives. This is not a dungeon.
なんかここで釣れる主どんなやつなんだろうなって想像すると
I wonder what kind of big fish you can fish up here.
Yeah, someone,
そして
Winter's bringing
最
back
後
up the possibility of it being
こんな場所
Omicrons.
も
I
あり
don't think
ま
it's
すというのだ
Omicrons,
け
right?
お
Because
伝
their
えしておきます
civilization
There's
died.
also this,
They
and
were
that's all
killed
I'll
by
tell
the
you.
Ensign.
まあ、とにかくですね、7.0 黄金のレガシーいろんなものを詰め込んだ拡張になっています。
Horse mount
どんなエリアなのか
confirmed?
何が待っているのかいろいろご想像していただければ嬉しいです。
But what we've shown you is that Dawn Trail will have a variety of areas and things to experience. So
Cannon,
let your imagination run
Normal
wild.
horse mount.
さあではここエリアの紹介をしましたので、こちら
God, if they gave me an
有効部族
entire merry-go-round, I would
この地域
scream.
に住まう部族たちのおさらいをまずはしていこうと思います。
But now that we've talked about the areas, let's talk about the people who live there who
Oh,
might become your
Zaij
potential
not
allies.
ruined Amaro. Oh, that's a
これま
very
で
good
に
shout.
ペルペル族それからモブリン族を紹介してきました。
We've already introduced the Pelupelu and the Moblins.
もともとですねこの地域巨人族
Fucking
文
Vanu
化も
Vanu
強
are back.
く根付いておりオールゼアとは異なる夜深海族という巨人たちも見受けられます。
So in this area, there is a deep-rooted culture of giants. Though they're not called giants, they are called the Yokhui.
バヌバヌ族にも似た姿のちょっとねカラフルな種族ですがハヌハヌ族と言います。
We also have these colorful folks who look quite similar to the Vanu Vanu, and indeed they are called the Hanu Hanu.
これプロデューサーレターライブとかでも話すとき吉田滑舌悪いなって言われそう。ハヌハヌ族です。
Yes, so they are called the Hanu Hanu.
そして何よりですね今回やっぱり注目なのはこちらさまざまマムージャたち登場してきます。
But the most important part of this are the Mamulja.
トライオラを収めている相当の2つの、ね、頭を持つマムージャ、グルージャジャを筆頭にですね、数多くのマムージャ、
The little
マムージャ族
Mamuja
が
is
登
my
場してき
favorite.
ます。
The most prominent example is, of course, the current ruler of Tuliolo, the two-headed Gulul Jaja, but there are plenty of other Mamulja of all shapes and sizes.
まあここでちょっとスクリーンショットで紹介してい
You
る
got
のは、
games on
ま
your
あ、
phone?
その一部
He
になりま
does.
す
He
が、
does.
多様な、部族が登場して物語の中でもその部族同士の多くの価値観というのが、物語上提示されていきます。
What we're showing you in the screenshot is but a small sampling. In the story, I think you'll find that the Mamulja are very diverse, including their perspectives and values.
まあ彼らと光の戦士である皆さんが出会い、どのような冒険の道を進んでいくのか、そしてプレイヤーである皆さん自身が今回の物語からどういったものを感じ考えていただけるのか、僕自身も非常に楽しみにしつつ制作を進めています。
I'm really looking forward to seeing how meeting the Mamulja will change your adventure and also how you specifically will feel about them and what you will take from this story.
さてさて、じゃあここか
I
らはです
am
ね、
worried
各
about
種システムのアップデート、それから
the
コ
sort
ン
of
テン
like
ツについ
obvious
て、お伝えしていき
Mesoamerican
ます。
influences
So now let's move
with
on
the
to
cyberpunk
system
city.
updates and more details about the individual content.
But we'll talk about
現
that
状
later.
お伝えできる最新の情報をすべて盛り込んで 7.0 全体をお話ししていこうと思います。そして 7.x シリーズにも触れていきます。
So we will be giving an overview of all of 7.0 as well as 7.x, including as much new information as we can share right now.
まあすみません、まずは何度もお伝えして恐縮なんですが、ついに皆
Yeah,
さんのレベ
makes
ルキャッ
sense.
プが100 に
I'm
なり
actually
ます。
kind of with Fluffbot. I
As
gotta be
we've said a few
real.
times, the level cap will
I'm
be
not
raised to 100.
always super stoked about like Alligans, spaceships, all of
Q14 か
that
らや
stuff.
ってるよという
Like I
方どれぐらいいらっ
understand
しゃいま
if
す
it
か。
is a reference
How
to
many of you have been
Midgard.
playing since 1.0?
お、ありがとうございます。ありがとうございます。
I
Thank you.
understand why, but like
皆さんとはね、足掛け
I
13
don't
年
know,
以上の
y'all.
旅路になりました。
It's been more than 13 years together.
うわ、すごいコメントでもたくさんね手を挙げていただいてます。本当にありがとうございます。
Have the tech
皆さんのおかげでね、
to allow the
Comment as well.
我々今こんな場所で各章についてお届けできているので本当にありがとうございます。
Thank you all so much. We've gotten to this point because of you.
もちろん、申請スタートのタイミングから始めてくださった方、まあ、最近始めてくださった方も含めて、光の選手の皆さんがいてくださるからこそここまでね我々開発チームの長い旅でもこの10年あったと思うので、その果てにですねついにレベルキャップが3桁になると、これ長く続けられないと到達しないので本当にありがとうございます。
Of course, all of you who joined from 2.0 and those of you who have started playing recently as well are equally important. We could not have gone on this long, long journey of 10 years without you and reached this milestone of a 3-digit level cap.
さあでは今日お伝えしたピクトマンサーも含め、7.0 ではバイパー
The
とピクトマンサー2つのジョブが
Pictomancer
実装となり
in
ます。
Sci-Fi
So
City
including Pictomancer
does
that we introduced
actually
today,
kind
as
of
well as
vibe a little
Viper,
bit
we will
more.
have 2 new jobs in 7.0.
ちょっと質問してみようかな。
So let's
バイ
ask,
パー
'Cause-
バイパーやるぞっていう方、
who's going to play as Viper?
お
Because the
3
Pictomancer
4
has very like
Maybe
Arigatou.
nuevo
25,
art
30%?
energy,
Yeah.
right?
ピクトマンサーやるわっていう方、
Who's going to play Pictomancer?
お多いな。
Wow, there's a lot of you.
いやいやいやいやいやいやいや何言ってんだよ。結局全部やるんだよって
I
いう
wonder if
人
it holds
Who's
better
going
in
to play
Japan.
everything?
当然やろうみたいな感じでありがとうございます。
Everyone's like, yeah, obviously I'm going to do that. Thank you.
もうコメントでもそりゃそうだろう。
Of course.
まずはピクトマンサー、バイパーどっちもやる、結局全部やるって書いていただいてます。ありがとうござい
Yeah,
ます。
A lot
every
of folks saying,
time
"I'm going to do both.
civilization
I'm
seemed
going
to
to
get
play
too
them
big
all.
for its
Thank you so much."
britches.
まあ新ジョブだけじゃなく
Do
て
we have
他
an
の
era that's
既
not
存ジョブに
accounted
関して
for?
も、ね、レベルキャップ解放された新たなアクション追加されますし、大きなメンテナンスが入る場合もありますので、既存のジョブもですね、しっかりアップデートしていこうと思います。
Of course, it won't just be our new jobs. With the level cap being raised, we will be adding new actions and updating our previous jobs as well.
では続いてバトルコンテンツ、ちょっと基礎バトルコンテンツ、新情報も含め
Maybe
てで
it's
すね、い
where
ろいろお話し
in-game
していこうと思い
Yoshi
ま
P
す。
goes when he's
So
not
let's talk
doing
about the core
seasonal
battle content,
events.
including some new info.
Could you imagine a like near automata style,
今表示さ
like
れているもの
Yoshi
は
P
今回もし
descends?
っかりありますよということをお伝えするだけです。
Of course, as far as everything on this screen goes, we just want to let you know that we will, of course, be adding more of these.
もちろん多数の新ダンジョンご用意してあります。
When are they gonna
And
give
of course,
us
we'll be having many new dungeons.
combat
ダンジョンの制
lev
作
quests
非常に順調に進んでます。
The progress on dungeons is going quite well, actually.
今回はですね、その制作が進んでいて、ストーリ
Where
ー
are
の
my
ネタバレ
battle
に
lev
ならない
quests?
ものを動画としてちょっと編集してまとめてまいりましたので、ご紹介したいと思います。
I'd like to show you a video. This is of the dungeons that that are well underway, and also that will not be spoilers for you.
どうぞ。
One NFK, the hunt is unironically some of the most core content for me. I fucking love the hunt nowadays. Yeah, exactly. It feels weird to use swords, axes, and bows in worlds that have... Like, if they do not give us a copyright-free lightsaber, I'm gonna scream. You know what's funny about this as well, though? It feels very Ronkin Empire code, right? Because like the Ronkin Empire obviously was the first sort of version of Gridania, blah 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 blah. But like exactly what you were thinking, Harley. Okay, yeah.
はい、ありがとうございます。まあ祖権の方からも言われてますが、まだ曲はモックアップなので、これが最終クオリティだと思わないでねって言ってると思いますんで、お伝えしておきます。
I will tell you I have a message from Soken, which is that this version of the music is just a draft. It's not done yet.
制作の方は非常に順調に進んでおります。いくつかのダンジョンはですね、僕の、一時チェック、道中チェック完了しているものもちらほら出始めております。
But our progress with the dungeons really is proceeding well. I've gotten to the point of my first stage of quality checks on some of them.
敵側のことを見ていこうと思います。
Now it's like to take a look at a few enemies.
こちら、すでにご紹介した
Oh
なん
no!
だよエリミネーターとなんかボス以外にもねちょっとユニークなモンスター
Oh
The ones
no!
we've introduced so far, Valigarmanda, Eliminator, and there are also some interesting monsters outside of the major bosses.
ちょっと筋トレしすぎた感ありますよね。
This thing looks like it lifts, perhaps too much.
なんていうか超なんていうんですか筋肉質なサボテンダーに見えるんですけど、どうやら名前はバレルテンダーというらしいです。
So this super buff Sabotender is called the Barrel Tender.
めちゃくちゃなパンチドーンしてくるイメージしかない
Definitely,
ですよ
well,
ね。
because we've
I
always
can't
had
imagine it will do much rather than just punch the heck out of you.
we've always
まあ
had
NPC
really
だ
buff
けでなくね、こうした新たな
Cactuar
生態系というのを持つモンスターと出会い
in
というのも
ever
拡
since
張パッケージの魅力
Shadowbringers.
の
In
一つかも
Shadowbringers,
し
it
れ
was the
ません。
Malik Tender. In
I think it's
Endwalker, it
not
was the
just the
Luna Tender.
NPCs in the new environment that are exciting. Part of it is experiencing these unique monsters as well.
そしてもちろん強敵と戦う上でですね、コンテンツサポーターに関してもアップデートが行われます。
And of course, while you're fighting, you will want these duty support updates on your journey.
今回クルルがピクトマンサーにジョブチェンジしておりましたので、ついにコンテンツサポーターデビューのような気がしております。
Given that Kryle has changed to Pictomancer, I feel like she will be making her duty support debut.
クルルさんおめでとうございます。
Congratulations,
Are you talking
Kryle.
about the hunt
ちょっとね
target, or are you
僕
talking
クルル
about
さん
the
に
the general mob
歌詞が
battle?
大きな歌詞が1個消せないやつがずっとあるんで
I have a lot of feelings about Kryle.
貸しじゃない、
Not
借りだった。もうやばいのが1個あるんでね、もうちょっとずつ恩返ししていこうかなと
Is
思い
the
ます。
hunt
I
target
feel I
not
really owe
called
her one, so
maltender?
let's use this to pay her back.
コンテンツサポーターたちはストーリー上でのボスとの戦いというのでも、しっかり活躍してくれることと思います。
I think you'll find these updates very useful when progressing through the story.
では続いて多数の装備、それから新しいクラフトというものがやっぱり拡張パッケージなので大量に登場してきます。
Of course, as it's an expansion, we will have a lot of new gear and recipes.
今回拡張 7.0 で新たに登場する新装備というのは全て第一次グラフィックスアップデートの仕様によって最初から豪華に作られていますので 7.0 の新装備のクオリティというところにもぜ
Some of
ひ
the
ご
new
注目ください。
artifact gear is interesting.
So all of the new gear that is implemented in 7.0 will have the graphics update applied to it. So definitely take a look at that quality once you get in game.
では開発中ではありますがスクリーンショットいくつか持ってきたのでご紹介します。
These are still in development, but we did bring a few screenshots, so let's take a look.
こちら左から召喚士、侍、賢者、
Okay.
ガンブレーカーとなってますね。
So is this
Right,
one
so from the
Sage?
left, we have Summoner, Samurai, Sage, and Gunbreaker.
Sage, okay.
どうしてもスクリーンショットでは分かり
Yeah,
に
the
くいんですが
Gunbreaker, the
今回
Gunbreaker
それ
and
ぞ
the
れの
Samurai feel like they're
パー
making
ツ
off like
に
bandits.
異なる素材感というそれから質感シワの入れ方っていうのまで相当こだわって作ってます。
It's a little bit hard to tell from the screenshots, but each element of these outfits, in terms of textures, quality, and details, are really much improved.
今回は特に布系の質感というのがですね非常に豪華になっているのでちょっとご注目いただければと思います。
I think especially the quality of the cloth really stands out.
手に入れた際にはですねぜひ、冒険ゆっくり一段落してからでいいのでじっくりちょっと
With the
装備というの
horn.
も見ていた
I
だけると、
do see
開発
that.
チーム喜ぶと思い
JR,
ます。
yeah.
Of course, over the course of your adventure, once you have time for a break, I hope you'll take a close look at this gear. That would make the devs really happy.
そしてこちら
Hell yeah! Hell yeah! Hell yeah! Hell yeah!
So
Hell
we
yeah!
have
Hell yeah! Hell yeah!
Machinist,
Hell yeah!
Reaper, Astrologian, and Paladin.
光の当たり具合だとあれですね貴公子のあたり分かりやすいかもしれないですね
Machinist?
クオリティ。
10 out of
I
10.
think the
Paladin,
quality might
10 out
be
of
easiest
10.
to see with the Machinist.
これら装備はブラッシュアップそれから調整というのをリリースギリギリまで、続けていきます。
And we will continue brushing up and improving this gear right until release.
もちろん、ジョブ専用装備だけでなくおしゃれ装備というところにもご注目ください。
Of course, it won't just be job gear. We'll also have plenty of fashionable gear for you as well.
では装備もちらっとね、ご紹介しましたので次の項目
Different
進みたいと思います。
All right, so let's move on.
新たな生活系の
Okay.
大規模コンテンツやりますよというお話をさせていただいてました。
We have told you that there will be expansive new lifestyle content.
企画内容がですね固まりましたのでちょっとコンセプトアートをご紹介していきたい
New
と思います。
housing.
And finally, our plans have come together, so we do have concept art of that to show you.
こちらです。
Oh
どこ行くん
no.
だよっていう感じなんですけど、
Wow, where are we going now?
ご覧の通りですね次なる
No.
生活系コンテンツはさまざまな惑星に
No.
So as perhaps you can guess, the next lifestyle content will take you to various different planets.
一つの
Oh, okay.
星だとねなんかちょっと絵が変わらないじゃないですか。今回絵代わりっていうところも考えてですねいろんなシチュエーションの惑星にちょっと行っていただこうかなと思
I
って
was
ま
thinking
す。
moon firmament,
If it
but
was
if they
just
say
one, you wouldn't get much
planets.
variety in the scenery, so we thought we'd give you a bunch so you could get
Oh
a
my
sense of
fucking god,
progress.
are they doing a Starfield? Are they just gonna give us infinitely randomly generated empty
お
places?
じゃあちょっと星行ってきてもらえるかなみたいな。
You're thinking, oh, all right, let me go on an adventure to the continent of Tyrol, but let me just pop over to this other planet also.
こちらのコンテンツタイトルこのようになっています。コスモエクスプローラーと言います。
The name of this content will be Cosmic Exploration.
こちらのコンテンツはですね、ソロでもちろん参加することはできますけど、
Okay.
皆さんで力を合わせて発展させていくものになっています。
You can, of course, play this content solo, but
This-
it's really intended for
This
everyone to work
motherfucker on the
together to
left,
make progress.
who is sitting here with a small hammer and his dweeby armorer helmet
進んでいくことによ
on
って
the moon?
テーマとする惑星が
I'm so
変わっていきます。
angry.
And with each update, the star that you were working on will change.
どんな惑星をこう巡っていくのか、そこでね、どんなドラマが待ち受けているのか。
FC
メインクエ
bonding
ストとは
time.
異なりますが、
Yeah.
パッチ 7.X シリーズ順次こう展開されていく、長期間のコンテンツになっていますので、ぜひご注目ください。
It'll be a little bit different than the main scenario, but definitely keep an eye out for this and think about what kind of places you'll visit and what will happen there.
あれですね、セイントセイヤの話をしている人が多いですね。
A lot of people talking about Saint Seiya.
もうコスモって言ったらもう
We've gotta
世代によっては
hope next
すぐそうなっ
X-Pack
ちゃ
is
うんです
gonna
よ
be
ね。
our
To most of
medieval
us,
high
if we say the
fantasy
word
one
Cosmo, we
then,
think of Saint
because like
Seiya.
this one
In a certain
this one is
generation.
very
さあ燃やしていきましょう。
clearly
Let's go.
さらな
Mesoamerica
るこのコンテンツの詳細は
right?
ですね、今後またプロデ
Like
ュースされたライ
even
ブ
the
などで、
Tuliali
順次お伝えしていこうと思います。
Portugal,
ご期待
I
ください。
never remember.
We will tell you more
Even
about
the
this
name,
content in
like even
PLLs
some of
coming up.
the towns in there
さあ、
looked
続
very
いては
Western, right?
こちら
Which is definitely more sort of
新たなアライア
modern
ンスレイド
adjacent
について
than
です
a。lot of the stuff.
Next, about our new Alliance raid.
前回こちらですね、アライアンスレイドどうなるかというところは、MMORPG としての大先輩でもあり、運営開始からね、なんと21年を誇るファイナルファンタジー11をテーマにした内容でお届けしてまいります。
So as we've told you before, this Alliance raid will be based on FF11, who is our great senpai in the field of MMOs, having been running for 21 years now.
今、開発制作を進めるにあたって、
Is
いろんなコン
11
セプトアート
a
や
shard
イ
of
メ
the
ージアートを
source?
進めているところなんですが、1枚ちょっとご紹介させていただこうと思います。
We've been progressing on this development, and so we have various concept art, of which we'll show you one today.
これ、ご存知ですよね。
Somebody
some of
gets
you
Spark.
11
Somebody
を
gets
多
Spark
分
on the
やってる方
horn.
は
Who is
ご存
this?
知かと
Who
思い
is
ま
this
すが、
man?
こちら闇王と呼ばれる存在です。
Those of you who played FF11 will probably know, but this guy is called the Shadow Lord.
どんな登場をするのか、それから他にね、どんなボスとかキャラクターが登場してくるのか、
Obviously
ストーリーはどうなるのか
Smash. Are you kidding me?
気になる部分多数あるかと思います。
New race drain.
I'm sure you're very interested to know how he shows up, what other characters you'll see, and what the story is overall.
こちらもですね、プロデュースされたライブで詳細ね、さらに近づいてきたらお伝えしていきますが、このエコーズ・オブ・バナディール、パッチ 7.1 からスタートしてまいりますので、パッチ 7.0 終わって、こちらまたね注目していただければと思います。
So we will give you more details in future PLLs, but for now, just know that Echoes of Vanadil is coming from 7.1.
はい、ではアライアンスレイドを紹介しましたので、こちら新たな物語が開幕となる8人レイドに関してもお伝えしてまいります。
And we have another new story coming with the 8-man raid.
さあ、こちらもですね、コンセプトアートが仕上がりましたので、そちらを見ていただこうかなと思います。
We have a concept art for that as well, so let's start by taking a look.
拡張パッケージのね、アートと
Y'all
かけ離れすぎていて、何なんだ。
Y'all,
This is really different from our art for the expansion in general.
GPU って言ってる。
Is this a GPU or what?
グラフィックボードが起立してるって言ってる。
I definitely see a graphic board in there.
we're fighting the PC master race.
ツイッチと YouTube、特にツイッチがですね、 すごい
You're
固ま
talking
っちゃい
about.
ましたそれみんな
I do see it, Battle Benoit. Is that an ASEAN mark?
You don't all know a
I
lot about
don't
this hardware.
think it's an
ま
ASEAN
あ
mark.
一体どこなの
But
か
it
ね
could
そう
be.
何なのかさっぱりわかんないと思います
But what is this? I'm sure you have absolutely no idea.
でも皆さんグラボっぽいなって言ってるやつあれがレイドの舞台です
But that thing you think looks like a graphics board, that is actually the stage for our raid.
冷却したくなるって言ってる
ASEAN expert here. It
こちらレイドタイ
absolutely
トル
is a
決ま
mark.
っております
Fuck
The raid
off.
title has been decided, and it is
四天のザ・アルカディアというシリーズが、こちらレイドタイトルとなりますさてどんな物語になるんでしょ
The Arcadion. What sort of story will it be, I wonder?
う、こちらもですねレイドならではの多数の新キャラクター登場予定となっています
Of course, there will be myriad new characters coming with this raid.
物語はですねファイナルファンタジー14完全オリジナルストーリーとして、今制作が進んでおります、
And the story itself will be a complete FF14 original.
もちろんですねストーリーを進めていく、難易度ノーマルと、難易度が高い霊式それぞれちゃんと用意してあります
Of course, we will have the normal mode for you to enjoy the story, as well as the higher difficulty Savage.
パッチ 7.0 リリースから、おおよそ1ヶ月ぐらいで、ノーマルと霊式と順次公開していく予定ですのでぜひ楽しみにお待ちく
It's
だ
not
さい
taking names or quest
We will
points
be
from older
releasing normal and
games.
Savage in
Yeah.
sequence
If it-
about
if it
1
is
month after
ASEAN
7.0.
based, if it is
同時
ASEAN
だとね
based, then it would
焦っ
make
ちゃうんでね
sense.
はい
If it was at the same time, you'd feel rushed, I think.
さあでは8人レイドご紹介しましたので
So that is our 8-person raid.
高難易度のレイド大好きだっていう方ってどれぐらいいますか
And who likes the highest difficulty raids?
ありがとうございます結構最近ね絶言ってる方多いで
Eden,
すよ
Omega,
ね
A lot of people
Alexander,
playing
Bahamut are
Ultimates.
all old things.
さあ次は新たな絶に関
Oh,
して
Theo, is that the
のお話
is that the
です
ASEAN that
And
it's
we
supposed
will
to be?
have a new ultimate raid.
次なるですね絶も
Ultima the
現在
composer?
企画制
Oh,
作順調に
or are you
進んで
doing
お
a
り
bit?
ます
The planning and development for this is already moving along.
さて今回何がテーマになるかと言いますと
As for the theme,
何でしょ
what will it be?
う聞いてみようゼノス
Xenos.
こちらどうですかどなたか死生獣なるほどね順番に来とるやんとなるほどうんと言ってますね
Xenos Shinryu?
死生獣ね死生獣以外で何かありま
We're
すか
thinking we're going to go in order of.
It was Heidelin, right?
エデン
It's been-
なるほどエデンね
Eden.
エデンね
The
Eden.
most dance party place sounding ASEAN will have left. Oh, shit, okay.
次なる絶コンテンツは希望のそのエデンのとあるストーリーをモチーフとした内容になります、
So part of the
Okay.
story from Eden will be our theme.
こちらのアートを見覚えもちろんありますよね光の戦士の皆さん、
I'm sure you remember this art.
レイドタイトルは絶もう一つの未来という名称になりました
Also, Harley,
So the title will
Stormblood
be
sucked.
Futures Rewritten
This is confirmation. This is confirmation from
この名称です
Yoshi
ね
P and the
パッチ
developers of the
5.4 の
Savage or
パ
the
ッチタイトル
Ultimates
にもかかって
that
ます
Stormblood
イメージアートも
sucks.
その時のものです
Just real fast,
As you know,
confirming.
this is also the name of patch 5.4, and along with its art.
Yeah, the ad break is
今でもですね
unskippable
非
right
常
now.
に人気のあるストーリーとそれからキャラクターたち、ごめんそれらをですねモチーフにどんな戦いとかシチュエーションが待っているのかぜひですねレイド好きな皆さんお待ちください
This is even now a popular story and very popular characters. So please look
Then why'd
forward
they
to
skip the
what we will
ultimate?
do with them in this raid.
こちらの絶はですねパッチ 7.1 でリリース予定となっております
We are planning to release this ultimate in 7.1.
ぜひねゆっくりちょっと挑んでいただけると嬉しいです
So we hope you'll take your time with it.
さあ 次コンテンツのこう継続してアップデートしていきますよというお知らせだけしておきます。
Now just some quick updates on our ongoing content updates.
さまざまなコンテンツアップデートをしていきますので、こちら
We have quite a few things we'll be updating.
まあこれらは
Okay.
7.X シリーズでも順次アップデートしていきます
New
よ
plans for
という
deep
お知ら
dungeons
せと
is
して
interesting
受け
to
取
me.
っておいてください。
New variant
So
dungeons.
basically, all you need to know is that we
We
will
could
be
still- it
updating
could still
all
go to
these things
Ishtar.
during over the course of 7.x.
カットシーンコストの非常に高い某ヒルディブランドさんのシリーズですけど、
I'm not
やり
looking
たい
at
という
that.
こと
You
なの
can't
で
make
ヒ
me
ルディ
look
ま
at
た活
that.
躍してくれること
I
に
refuse to
な
look
りま
at
した。
it.
はい。
Hildebrand is really eating up our budget with his fancy cutscenes, but the development team really wants to do it, so there will be more Hildebrand.
I will not
それ
look
から
at
PVP のアップデート
Hildebrand.
も本格的に、スタートするのは 7.1 からになります。まあ、7.0 はね、皆さんメインストーリーやジョブのレベルアップで忙しいと思うので、7.1 から、いろんなものがスタートしていくことになります。
Our major PvP updates will be starting from 7.1 because we feel you have plenty to keep you occupied with 7.0.
Right, final stage of the relic weapons, of
それからです
course.
ね、世界中でかなりお声を頂戴してい
Field
る
operations.
こちらフィールド探索型コンテンツと呼んでいるものをちょっとお知らせしておきます。
And we've received a lot of feedback on this subject, so we want to talk a little bit about new field operations.
一部ですね、インタビュー等ではちょっとお話ししているんですが、パッチ 7.X シリーズではエウレカとかボズヤに続くフィールドをイメージした
Eureka and
探索型の新たな大型のコンテンツも今計画中です。
I've mentioned this a bit in interviews, but in 7.x we will be introducing something in the style of Eureka and Bosnia, a new field operation.
She says it, Bosnia! Up yours,
攻略を進め
chat!
ていくタイプの遊びとなるように、現在企画を進めています。
This will be something for a lot of players to participate in simultaneously in order to clear.
今後の続報をぜひちょっとお待ちください。
So please wait a bit and we'll give you some more information.
いやー
Okay,
でも
that's such a
変わったなと思うんで
tease.
すけど、
What is the
エウレ
field
カの当初ね
operation?
スタートした時はエウレカの話はもういいよみたいな反応も結構あったんですよ。
Yeah, the times have really changed because I remember when we started with Eureka, everyone was like, oh, Eureka?
まあでも諦めずにですね、しっかり遊びのね、そういった枠の遊びの一つとして、まあ、アップデートやりきった結果、本当にたくさんの人にね楽しんでいただけるようなシリーズというかコンテンツの形になってきたので、ちょっとね一回お休みしてましたが 7.X シリーズ、次なる探索型作っていきますので、ぜひですね一緒に楽しんでいただければと思います。
But we saw it through to the end and we worked hard to develop the content into something that a lot of people ended up enjoying. And we have taken a break for a while, but it will be back now and we look forward to developing more similar field operations.
そしてコンテンツに関してなんですが、もう一個お知らせをして終わっていこうかなと思います。
Okay, just one more announcement content-wise.
New limited
欧州ファン
job.
フェスでお伝
Okay.
えしました新たなリミテッドジョブ、まあ、パッチ 7.X シリーズのちょっとね後半で実装とはなります
Bad
が、
content is
こ
better
ちら
than
に
no
ついてお話
content.
しします。
True.
So we announced before that we will be having a new limited job released in the latter half of 6.x, 7.x.
ジョブ名だけお伝えしておこうと思います。
Today we will tell you just the name of this job.
Pokemon trainer.
魔術界を
Sure.
実装さ
All
せていただきます。
Beastmaster.
Yeah.
まあリミテッドジョブですので、まあ、ソロでも遊べるしリミテッドジョブ同士のパーティーでも遊べるような企画というのも今使用作成進み始めています。
As a limited job, of course, we are proceeding with plans to allow you to play solo or in parties with other limited jobs.
まあ魔術界という名前ですので何かしらねこうちょっと収集的な要素もご用意したいと考えていますので、まあ、こちらについてもねちょっと 7.X シリーズの後半にはなりますが情報よりアートとかね出していけるようになったら、続報 PLL 等でお伝えしていこうと思います。
As it is Beastmaster, we are thinking of having some kind of
Blue Mage
collection
Beast
feature to go with it, obviously.
Beastmaster parties.
Once we have
'Cause
art
limited,
and more
that's
information,
true.
we will share it with you.
はい。さて、新情報、交えながらですね、7.0 とか 7.x シリーズの展開をここまでお伝えしてまいりました。
So that is our updates about 7.0 and 7.x.
第1次、次、グラフィックスアップデートの進捗状況をお伝えしてまいろうと思います。
But I do also want to take a moment to talk about the graphics update and its current progress.
30 minutes, Lalafell
グラフィッ
Chin.
クスアップデートもですね、ずいぶん大詰めにな
Here
って
it
きま
comes,
した。今、
folks.
バグとひたすら戦
Get
ってい
ready.
るところです。皆さんのプレイヤーキャラクターどうなっていくのか、その種族がどうなったのか気になっているかと思います。
So it is proceeding quite well, but as a massive update, we're currently contending with bugs. But I'm sure you want to see how all the different races are coming along.
皆さんのお使いのすべての種族についてちょっとお伝えしていこうかなと思います。
So I will now show you a little bit about each race that you might want to play.
まずこちら、ヒューラン。
I mean, I do
男性から
legally have to
差し上げましょう
care, right?
So let's start with a Huron Midlander male.
ここからはですね、皆さん画面を見て左側が、今のグラフィックスの状態、右に新しいバージョン。
They know you're going to be
グラフィックスアップデート
feral
が
for
入
the
った状態
femrock,
を表
Harley.
してい
You
きますの
can't
で、
see it.
ご理解ください。
Oh, hide the
So on the
webcam. I'll
left,
be
we'll be
hiding the
showing
image.
the current or original version, and on the right, we will be showing the new version with the graphics update.
こちらがヒューラングラフィックスアップデート版だとこのようになります。
So with the update, this here will look like this.
まずやっぱり髪の毛の雰囲気というのが、非常に明確になってテクスチャー解像度不足していたものも各ねパーツ高解像度化されてかなりね見栄えするようになったんじゃないかなと思います。
Bro looks
So as you
smooth.
can see,
Yeah.
the hair is a lot more clearly defined, and also the texture resolution is significantly improved, and the face looks more natural now.
で繰り返し言ってますけど、もっとなんかギラギラバキバキ
I
にする
swear
こ
to
とも
God,
で
I
きるん
thought
ですけ
you
ど、
meant
皆さん
drowning
の持
less,
っ
and
て
I
る
was so
そのキャラ
perplexed
クター
at
の
the
イメージ、
fact.
種族の
Yeah,
イメージって
definitely
いうのを損
frowning.
なわ
That's
ない
for
ように
sure.
しっかりアップデートを行ってます。なので違いがいまいちわからんっていうのはある意味ちょっと褒め言葉のような気もしてます。
As I've said before, we could do more, change things more, smoothen things more, but we do also want to keep the image of the characters the same. So honestly, if you think, oh, it doesn't look that different, that's kind of a good thing.
さあそれからですね、各種族初期装備種族装備ありますよね。あれも今回すべてグラフィックスアップデート対応しています。
Also, the starting gear for each race will be included in this graphics update as well.
チェックも僕のチェックも終わりましたので、初期装備各種族の種族装備のクオリティアップにもご注目ください。
My
No,
quality
I
checks
get
on
what
that
they're
are already
saying.
done,
They
so
don't want you to
definitely take a
log
look
in.
at that starter gear when you can.
They don't want you to log in and be
続いて
like, this is not my character
ヒューラン
anymore.
ミッドランダー女性です。
Here is the Midlander female.
こちらがですね現行の状態。
Here's the original
Ben Miko starting
そ
gear
してこ
best
ちら
in
が
slot
アップ
glam.
デート
I
版
mean,
となり
maybe.
ます。
and updated.
やっぱり髪の毛の質感、それからボリューム表現かなり異なってます。あと唇のね艶表現なんかも各種族パワーアップしてますね。
As you can see, the hair texture as well as the way that the volume is portrayed are quite different. And also, for each race, we've made some improvements to lip shine.
あ
Huh.
とはですね、頬に落ちてる影をちょっと見ていただければいいんですが、かなり自然にセルフシャドウ滑らかに、落ちるようになりました。
And also, if you take a look at the shadows on her cheeks, you can see that they are much more natural now.
さあ続いてハイランダー男性です。
Now we have a Highlander male
新しいバージョンがこちら。
with the new version.
筋肉のね凹凸、それに対しての影の表現、それから肌ツヤの光沢みたいなところ非常に分かりやすいかと思います。
I think the muscle definition, as well as the shadows that go along with it, and the shine of the skin are very clear here.
まあ今まではねこうテクスチャーでなんとか馴染ませていたみたいな部分がより自然な形になったんじゃないかなと思います。
Sorry, I'm staring at this
Yes,
and I'm just
before we
thinking,
sort of had a mishmash of textures look in there,
Is
but
that
it's a lot
scar-
smoother now.
attainable?
さあで
Can
は
we get
続い
that
て
right now?
ハイランダー女性見てみましょ
And now for a Highlander female,
う。こちらが現行の状態。
original
こちらがグラフィックスアップデート版となってい
and
ます。
updated.
まあ、目鼻立ちっていうのが、まあ、非常に鮮明になって、例えば髪の生え際なんかもかなり
Is
自
that-
然になったんじゃないかなと思います。
As you can see, it's become a lot more natural, especially around the
God
hairline.
damn.
あとはこう目元の精悍さ
I
みたいなところ
feel Harley
よりはっ
made a
きり
joke
しましたの
earlier
で
about this
やっぱ
being
り
an
目
attack
元
on
のキャラメイ
modders
クっ
with
ていうのは
custom
今回
sculpts.
どの種族もかなり幅が広がったと思います。
And around the eyes are also much, the features are much better defined, so that will allow you to get a lot more specific in your character creation.
さあ続いてはエレゼン見ていきましょう。エレゼン男性です。
Take a
Looks
look
like
at
a
the
diet
Elizon
femro.
male
I mean, Thailanders
Yeah,
always
go
wear
check out
diet
graphics update,
femros.
and the updated version.
まあやっぱり目を引くのはね、髪の毛の詳細、それから
Okay.
耳の表現の自然さなんかっていうところが
Elizon?
結構こだわりポイントですね。
What I would notice most about this is
That
some of these
fucking
details
improvement
of
for
the hair,
Elizon
as
is
well as the character's
insane.
ears.
まああとこの頬骨のあたりの特徴というのも、まあ結構ちょっとポリゴンが
I'm so angry about
だった
that
のが
update.
基盤なんですけど、今回骨格表現が非常に滑らかになったんじゃないかなと思います。
Holy
The
shit.
cheekbones as well, we were having some
Oh,
polygon issues
fuck.
before, but they look much better defined.
まあちょっとね若返って見えるかもしれません。
He might look a bit younger and fresher than before.
続いてはエレゼン女性、こちらが現行となります。
Here's the original for an Elizon female,
そしてアップデートされたエレゼン女性こういった形です。
and the updated version.
まあもう特にね全体的にやっぱりポリゴンの表示数というのが、増えたことによって滑らかになってこれまで以上にですねイメージを保ちつつ14ならではのリアルさみたいなところにちょっと近づけられたんじゃないかと思います。
So with the increased poly count, I think it's become a lot more natural, and it should be easier for you to get a sense of realism with your character, or perhaps realism in an FF14 sense.
あとは額のあたりのやっぱりこうセルフシャドウですね。自分の髪の毛が自分に落ちるこうセルフシャドウがちょっとねこう処理がしきれない状態でちょ
What
っと
about
浮いて
the
見えるんですけど、
eyes?
この影のセ
Oh,
ルフ
are
シャ
you
ドウのあたり
referring
もか
to
なり自然に
the?
なったんじゃないかなと思いま
This
す。
just proves all Elizons are like
Previously, the
parents.
shadow with the
How do you
bangs
mean?
was not very natural, but now it is much improved.
あとはこれちょっと素材感の話が分かりやすいんですけど、種族装備のこの首元のレザーをちょっと見ていただくとめちゃめちゃそのグラフィックスアップデート版革
This is some good
の模様が
I feel like I'm not
体表が
qualified
ちょ
to
っと
say
書き込まれてるという
anything
か
because I
見え
do
るかと思い
play
ま
as a
す。
here midlander,
You can
right?
also see, if you look at the collar of her gear, you can see the improvement
Oh,
to
everyone
the
looking at
material
that femme
quality of the
Elizon and
leather.
is saying
これは
mommy.
グラフィックスアップデートされてる
Yeah, I
装
can
備に
see
は
it.
やっぱ革の表現もこれ一つじゃないので同じ革だとしてもいろんな革の表現今回出てきますので革や布その素材感ぜひ注目してみてください。
With this update, it's not just like there's leather that has a singular texture. There are a lot of different qualities of leather that we were able to portray, and cloth as well. So definitely take a close look.
では続いて、元から
Mother
イケメンの代名
apologies.
詞であ
Mother
るミコテ男
apologies.
性
Mother
です。
apologies.
So
Mother
these are our classic pretty
apologies.
boys, the male Mikote.
もういいんじゃないかな
Classic
彼は。
pretty boys.
Pretty good
Okay.
looking already.
こちらがアップデート版となります。
And this is the updated version.
こうまあやっぱり唇のツヤとかですね髪の毛のこうふんわりした雰囲気
Do those
目元の
ears
こういう
look more
シャープさ
fluffy?
っていうところがよりこう皆さんね調整して生きやすくなったんじゃないかなと思います。
But the lip shine, the hair and its sort of fluffy texture, and the sharpness around the
JR
eyes are all
on the
improved.
I
with
want to
this new
get rid of the
version.
barefoot sandals.
ラハが
Damn,
さ
JR,
ら
you
に
ain't
イケメ
wrong
ンになっ
though,
てしまう
huh?
なこれ。
I think Graha's going to be even more of a hottie now.
audible
さあ
crowd sounds.
では
Yeah,
残って女性
the
見ていき
the
ましょう。
audible crowd sounds
And
have
let's take
only
a look at
been
the Mikote
for
female.
はい、こちら
femme
が現
Elizin
行版
and
と
male
なりま
Mikote
す
so far.
This is the original
そしてこちらがアップデート版です。
and the update.
この肌の褐色
Femme
っていう表
Mikote
現もですね、
sounds weren't
単
really
なる
there
これまでは
hardly.
ちょっと色の調整みたいな形だったんですが、よりこうやってツヤが出せるようになって、環境光が暗いところだと本当に潰れてしまってたんですけど、暗いところでも、褐色の肌を使っている場合に色が潰れなくなって、しっかりこう肌の特徴っていうのが
Harley,
今
I
回
think
出
I
せる
was
ようになり
thinking the
ました。
exact same thing you were. We're gonna save that
Right,
for
so
Demise
with
after
dark
dark.
skin, previously we only had the ability to sort of change the color of your skin, but now we have this improved shine and depth, so that even if your character is in a dark environment, you will still be able to see the features of your skin.
まあ、特に面白いのが東京ドームのバックスクリーンの並んでる映像を見ると、まあ、同じライティング環境下なんですけど、もう全然やっぱり鮮明さが右と左で違うのがね、あそこ分かりやすいなと思います。
Yeah, if you look at the screen on the back here, we have it's the same lighting really, but they look totally different.
さあ続いて、こちらルガディン男性です。
Continuing on to a Rugadin male.
そしてこちらがグラフィックスアップデート版。
This is the updated
Fuck
version.
me.
もう純粋に全部パワーアップみたいな感じになってます。
I just feel like generally we have powered him up.
やっぱりもともとのこの顔のね凹凸表現というのが、まあ、ルガ
Holy
ディ
shit.
影響が大きい種族なんですが、それぞれがですね自然に馴染むようになったんではないかなと思います。
In general, all of the limitations we had before had a really significant effect on Rugadin faces in particular, but I think that the update has really improved them.
僕のフレンドにもねやっぱルガディンすごいこだわって使ってる方いるんですけど、さらにね
Who beat
まあ
up
そのフレン
Santa
ドがどういっ
Claus?
たこう調整してくるのかちょっと
My
個
worry
人
would
的
be
な話
who
を
did
します。
Santa Claus
I have a
murder?
friend who is really obsessed with Rugadin, so I look forward
Iron
to seeing how he
Skillet.
will adjust his
Yep, yep, yep,
character
yep, yep.
In light of these updates.
はい、では続いてルガディン女性いきましょう。
Okay.
Now let's take a look at a female Rugadin.
こ
Okay.
ちらが現状の状態です。
Brace yourselves. Brace yourselves.
こういった形となります。あら、ありがとうございます。大きな拍手をいただいてます。ありがとうございます。
Thank you very much.
まあ、ルガディン女性、やっぱりこう男性と同様にですね、各パーツ制約の非常に多い状態でこれまでね、開発されていた状態でした。
So similar to the males, each part of the female face was really affected by the limitations we had.
ただやっぱりこうパーツそれぞれの精度が非常に今回高くなったことによって、まあ、なんかパーツ感、オブジェクト感みたいなのが減ってしっかり顔全体馴染むようになっ
I
たんじゃないか
don't
なと思
feel
ってます。
like
But because we've been able to improve each part, they now blend together better. It looks less like they're
I
sort of a bunch
understand
of
why they're
objects and
giving
shapes
each of them this
assembled.
amount of
あとは
time.
こう肌の表現
But
とか、
I'm very
方に
curious
ライ
if
トが
this
当
is
たった
like a
時の
purposeful
その
padding
肌
out
の
or
透
not.
明感みたいなところ、何の話してんだ俺。透明感とか
Like, trust
そうい
me,
ったところにも
there's some
ご
of
注目
them
ください。
that I'm
Also
happier
the
that
skin,
we're lingering on than
overall, how it looks,
others.
sort of the
Not looking at
clarity
anyone in
of the skin
particular,
is also
but
improved.
だんだん化粧品のアピールしてるような気分になってきたね。
I feel like a makeup commercial right now.
続いてララフェルです。ララフェル
nope,
男性です。
not last.
Lalafell male
こちらがアップデート版。
and updated.
もうね、違いが分からないぐらいこだわってアップデートしました。
So we actually tried so hard to update this that we maybe can't tell the difference.
まあ髪はね、まあ分かりやすいアップデートなんですけど、まあ瞳とか肌とか、これはもうね、見てください。
The hair is probably the easiest to tell the difference, but the skin and eyes have also been improved as well.
とにかくララフェルの
I'm
男性の女性に関して
sorry.
はイメージを維持したまま全く変わってないじゃん、でもよく見たらすげえみたいなところにめちゃくちゃこだわりましたんで。
We tried really hard to maintain the image we had of Lalafells while still making the individual improvements.
可愛らしい、まあ、お人形のような、ね、雰囲気っていうのは維持しつつですね、まぶたのポリゴン、このまぶたの上にある丸みとかですね、 より自然にしてですね、頬のラインはよりちょっと丸くね綺麗に出るようにかなり細かく調整してます。3回ぐらいリテイクした
I
は
will
ずなので。
say they've also cleaned up the sides
So
of the
while
face more. I
maintaining
don't know
this
if you
sort of
guys can
cute
see
and
it.
doll-like appearance of the Lalafels, we did make adjustments to the
We were
eyelids
already
to make them
perfect, so they
look more
didn't need to
natural.
add anything.
We rounded
That's
out the face
damn
a bit
right,
better.
JR.
Honestly, it took 3 separate tries to go over and over this until we got it right.
あとですね、初期装備のちょっと襟元見てください。これまでのこちらもね素材に比べてそう素材の質感までこう表現されてる。さっきはね革でしたけど、こちら布で確認できるかと思います。
If you take a look at the gear here, you can see that the cloth, similar to the leather from earlier, is much improved.
はい、では続いて、ララフェ
Gear
ル
does
女性い
look
きましょう。
We'll take a look at a Lalafell female.
このようになってます。
Was been updated like this.
ララフェル女性もですね、やっぱり先ほどお伝えした通り男性と同じようにとにかく自然さを徹底して愛くるしさを残したままさらに細かくキャラメイク調整できるように、不審してます。
You hate the cheek
As with the
tattoos.
Lalafell males, we wanted to prioritize making them look more natural while still keeping them very cute and lovable. And we think we've opened up a lot more possibilities for more delicate character creation now.
まあ、特に今回ねサンプルとして褐色の肌にしてきましたけど、よりこう顔の滑らかさが分かりやすいはずなので、もう比べたら一目瞭然、どれだけやっぱり動かした時に自然に見えるかっていうところをこだわっていますので、ララフェル使ってる人多分いっぱいいますよね。
The metal on the clasp,
So
referring
with the dark
to
skin, I
the
think it's
sort of
pretty obvious the
rose.
quality of the skin on the face and the depth of the structure there. Do we have a lot of
Ruckus will
Lalafells
be
here?
happy about this, I'm sure.
いますよね。いっぱいいますよ
There's
ね。
some, there's some.
ラ
Oh,
ラ
yeah,
フ
there's
ェ
quite
ル
a
ね
bit.
上の方にもたくさんいますよね。あ、すごい
I see
言
you
って
up
る言
top.
ってる。もうそうなんですよ。ララフェルはもうとにかくもう配信でもいっぱいいらっしゃいますね。
And a lot on the stream as well.
はい、では続いてアウラ男性です。
All right,
Next,
hold
an
on.
Aura male.
こちら、アップデート版となってます
And here's the updated version.
まあ、やはりこう暗い、肌に
Did we
した時の
already see the
まあ肌の
difference in the
質感表現っていうのも
horn
めちゃくちゃ分かりやすいですし、まあ、それから角とか鱗っていうものに関しては皆さんのね、これまで公開してきたもののフィードバックを受けてかなりギリギリまで
Left,
こだわ
fierce,
って調整を
right,
続けております。
So as
No!
you can see, the texture of the dark skin is improved, and also we've been taking on board your feedback from what we showed previously, and we are continuing to improve the horn and scales.
まあより精悍さが増してですね、角とか
Oh, did I?
鱗の本当にねテクスチャー解像度がアップしたものがねかなり効果的に効いてるんじゃないかなと思います。
I think the texture, the improved textures, really help out with the horns and scales.
これでヨハイさんにもナーマが見つかるといい
Okay, we're back.
ね。
Okay.
I hope a certain man can find his Nama now that he's graphically improved.
続いて
Uh-oh.
アウラ女性いきましょ
Let's look at an Aura female now.
う。こちらが現行版です。
It's the original.
こちらがアップデート版とな
And
っ
the
てま
updated.
す。もともと
Yeah,
アウ
Harley,
ラ滑らかなね
I'm thinking the exact same thing you are, because we definitely heard the crowd a little bit more there.
鮮明で、まあ、美しくっていうところがポイント
That's
です。
rough,
So
Japan.
these Aura females already had quite a smooth and delicate appearance, but we think we've been able to improve that even still.
特にアウラはですね目元、専用のシェーダーと呼ばれている専用の描画をここ目の交際だけに取り入れてますので、これまでのような雰囲気を再現することもできますし、今回のようにね瞳をより明確に際立たせるっていうことも可能になってます。
We've used some special shaders for the eyes, so while you can still get that look that you're used to, you can also get something slightly more defined in the eyes, like on the updated version example here.
もちろんですね。
I'm not saying
Auraを使ってらっしゃる
anything on
方
that
でですね。
one.
いやいや
But
正
yeah,
気のない
I
瞳
do
という
think
か
the
ね
horn
あれ
update
が
is
好きな
actually
んだよ
very
っていう方いらっ
nice.
しゃるの分かってます。
Because we are aware that among the Aura players, some of you really like that currently dead and soulless eye look that they have.
ちゃんと、パラメータいじれば再現可能になっていますので、 チャレンジしてみてください。
If you adjust your parameters correctly, you can still get that. So just give it a go.
まあぜひですね、各種族
You can still get the dead and soulless look on your auras.
And in
Somebody
general,
out there
with
with a
all the
bunch of like
races,
dolls
please
on
look
a
forward
shelf.
to adjusting your character to your preference.
で、そこでキャラメイクなんですけど、まあいじりたいですよね、皆さんね、キャラクターね。
You want to get into character creation, don't you now?
ちょっと今条件は
Yeah, I'm
まだ
curious.
精査中ですが、プレイヤーの皆さんにですね、幻想薬一つプレゼントさせていただこうと思ってます。
We're still working out the details, but I do want to get every one of you a free Fantasia along with this.
まあ
Oh
ね
shit!
グラフィックスアップデート、まあアップデートでクオリティ高くなるよとは言っても、やっぱり皆さんのキャラメイクそれぞれのその数値が今のアップデートされたバージョンと噛み合うとは限らないので、よりですね皆さんのキャラクターグレー
Nice
ドアッ
call,
プさせていただく
Mestia,
ためにも幻想薬お配りしようかなと思いますので、ぜひですねそれを使ってこだわりのね
What do you mean,
さらに
Battle Benoit? They
高品質
showed
な
all the races
皆
that
さんのキャラ
matter.
クター作ってみてください。
Obviously, even though the update will overall raise the quality, there's still the possibility that it won't give you exactly the look that you want right away. So we do want to give you that Fantasia so that you can go into character creation and adjust your character to suit exactly what you imagine.
では続いてロスガルになります。
Next, we have a Rothgar
こちらがアップデートバージョンです。
and the update.
やっぱり最も大きな恩恵はファーシェーダー
Interesting.
と呼ばれるもう毛並み専用の、さっきアウラはね目でしたけど、今回ファーシェーダーと呼ばれる毛を特別に描画するっていうのが14についに実装されましたので、これが一番大きいです。
Similar to how we had these distinctive eye shaders on the aura, for the Hrothgar we have distinctive fur shaders that will make their fur more
Yeah,
realistic.
for me, the one on
こ
the
れはね
left
もう
is
すい
more
ません、もう触ってもらって
ambiguous
動かしてもらうのが一番
about
なんで。
It's better if
whether
you
it's
can sort of
skin
see
or
it for
fur.
yourself.
はい、続いてビエラ男性です。
And now Viera
next to the
male.
hat reveal.
もともとね完成度高いんですよねやっぱり。
I mean, already he looks pretty good.
アップデートです。
And the updated version.
Fuck off!
まあもともと完成度は高いんですけど、
No!
やっぱりね
Get me
我々
out
が
of
イメージしてい
here!
た、理想形により近づけられたんじゃないかなと思ってます。
He already looked good, but we think we've brought him closer to our original vision for what the Viera should look like.
まあやっぱりこうセルフシャドウ影の入り方全然違うのが多分分かっていただけると思うので、特徴をですねより強く表現しやすくなってキャラメイクの幅広がってますので、ぜ
Oh
ひ
yeah, the
理
nose
想
is
のビ
more
エラ男性
obviously
追
got
求
fur
して
on
みて
it.
ください。
So the shadows, of course, are much more natural, and also the distinctive features of the Viera are much easier to draw out now.
I don't
so
know if that's the
please
shadow
do go
from the
in
hair,
and make
JR.
the Viera
That would
of
be
your dreams.
crazy, but yeah.
では続いてビエラ女性です。
And now we have a Viera female as well.
こちら現行の状態。
That's the original
こちらがアップデートバージョンです。
and the updated.
これだけ、黒いねかなり濃い色、まあカラーを使っても今回のね全体的なシェーダー耐えられるようになってます。
So as you can see, she's quite dark-skinned, and our new shaders can handle that level of dark skin.
正直14このぐらいの暗さの肌とかテクスチャーが一番実は苦手で、影に入ると全部質感潰れてしまって凹凸も分からなくなるっていうのが、まあ、非常にねやっぱ開発しづらかったんですけど、今回
They've
ここま
definitely
で
like
表現でき
tightened
るよう
up
に
the
なってます。
hairline as well.
Honestly, historically, 14 has been pretty bad in terms of displaying this type of dark skin. You enter a shadowy area and it all looks bad and falls apart. But with our new shaders, that will not be an issue.
この状態でも影による
I don't know that
陰
they've
影、それから
fulfilled
綺
the
麗にね
promise
感
of
じら
making
れるよう
the
になってますし、
ears
唇のね艶なんかもしっかり出てるかと思います。
And even with the already dark
fluffier,
skin, you
but,
can
you
see
know.
the effects of lighting and shadow are very natural and look good.
続いてなんです
All
が、
right, we're done. Oh no!
染色箇所が鈍いになるというお話。
Damn, Harley, I've got bad news,
And now
girl.
also with the graphics update, we will talk a little bit about our 2 die channels.
ちょっとサンプルいくつか持ってきましたので見ていこうかと思います。
I've brought some sample images, so let's take a look.
これがですね現状の状態。次が
Two dyes are exactly what we're
今ま
excited
で
about.
染
Yeah,
色
for sure.
このねナイトの専用装備だと、布の部分マントとね布の部分が染色可能でした。
So on the left we have the original, and then in the middle we have the 1 die channel die affecting the cape.
でこれがですね今回鈍い染
Well,
色
not
可
just
能
the
になる
cape,
の
but
で
yes.
こういったことがね可能になります。
But now you will have 2 die channels to be able to create something
Yeah.
like this.
鎧本体のカラーがね調整できるようになります。
Which allows you to color the armor as well.
続いて、こちらも見てみましょう。こちらがですね今オリジナルの状態。
So this is the
Yo,
original
wait, you can
stance of this
actually
gear.
make.
今
If they've
までの
applied this to the
染色
Realm Reborn
ですね
stuff, you can actually make a
革の部分
perfect
黒に
Temple
で
Knight
きてた
Slam
わか
now.
りますね。
And with our current die
Dye prices will
capabilities,
go
you can
insane
change
for a bit.
just the
That's actually a
leather
really good
color.
point,
それ以外のね
Zige.
布部分っていうのは染色できなくて白に固定されてました。
However, the clothing itself would always remain white.
それが今回2箇所染色できるようになるので、こういった色の違い出せるようになっていきます。
But now you can dye both.
これはカラーの
Stockpile the
なんだ
dye
ろう
now.
色変化が分かりやすくしてるので、なんか吉田センスねえなとか思わないでくださいね。
So yes, I think you can see the contrast now, and you might be able to judge me for my color choices.
さあ続いても、こちらがオリジナル装備。
Here's the original for a different piece of gear.
Who wears
続
the
いて
peace
こちら
lovers
がね今ま
outfit?
で通り
Don't lie to me,
服の部
Yoshi
分です
P.
ね布の部分染色できてました。
And how it looks to dye it right now, just dyeing the
It
cloth
won't be
bit.
at launch. Okay.
そして今回、染色が2分になるのでこういったカラーの変更が可能です。
But in the future, this is what it will look like with 2 dye channels.
ただやっぱり
Sure. Okay.
革全体革の部分はですねやっぱりこう装備のデータって
Yeah,
細かく
the
なってい
pants are like
て
just distressed jeans.
同じ革に見え
Totally.
るんですけどこの中央の胸の部分っていうのは全く素材の違うパーツで作ら
The
れてい
thing,
るの
Ender
で
friend, is that like
鈍い染色じゃあそこまで
that
巻き込んで
outfit
できるかってい
is
うとちょっと
perhaps
そうは
one
な
of
ら
the
ないの
most
で
common
こういった
outfits in the game,
鈍い目がど
despite
こが染
other
色で
than
きる
like
ように
the
なるのか
starter
っていうのは
outfit,
すいませんう
because
ち
you
の
you
キャ
get
ラクタ
them
ー
from
チ
the
ームの
firmament,
センスを信じてやってください。
like gifts or whatever they're called.
So the reason that the entire leather is not dyed is actually because the middle piece is a different material system-wise than the rest of it. And this is a limitation that we will still have when creating these new gears with the 2 dye channels. So you'll just have to sort of trust in the aesthetic sense of our design team to make sure that the right parts are being dyed.
全てのね細かい部位にやっぱり対応できているわけではないので、できる限りですね皆さんがおしゃれしやすく同一素材の面積が多いところをとにかくちゃんと染色できるように今全ての装備に手を入れてますので、少々お待ちください。
But even though we can't promise that you will be able to dye every single bit, we are doing our best to make sure that we are giving you the best options possible to customize your gear as much as possible with the greatest amount of surface area being dyed. So we are working hard on it, and we thank you for your patience.
グラフィックスアップデートの報告、ファンフェスではねここまでなんですが、今後これらの要素はですね黄金のレガシー発売までの間に、プロデュースされたライブなどをやって実際実機でねこう光を当てて動かしたりしながらまたお伝えしていこうと思いますので、ぜひ楽しみにお待ちください。
That is all we have to share about the graphics updates for today, but I will be giving ongoing updates up to the release of Dawn Trail in
What's the
PLLs and
purchase
such, so
history
please
on
keep an
that
eye out for
JR?
that.
Because I can't imagine
すいません、
They-
ちょっと
like,
水もらえ
they're
ないですか。
snapped up
Can I
like
get some water,
hotcakes.
please?
今気づいた、用意されてない。
Because it's for the pants.
ありがとうございます。ありがとうございます。さすがに口カラッカラだった。ちょっとすいません、すいません。
Unfortunately, if you stand up here for this long, your throat will get dry.
うまい。うまい。
Amazing.
よいしょ。さあ、では続いて、各種お知らせに入っていこうかと思います。
All right, so let's move on to some more additional updates.
で、ここからはですね、この 7.0 黄金のレガシー発売までの間に、行われることをちょっとご紹介していきます。
These updates will pertain to the time period before Dawn Trail's release.
さあ、まず動作環境の変更がグラフィックスアップデートによって行われます。
So we will be having our updated system requirements.
すでにねお知らせさせていただいてますが、ぜひご確認の上ですね、準備の方よろしくお願いします。
I might get phased out
We have
by
announced
this
these
graphics card
previously, but if you have
update.
not yet taken a look at them, please do and make sure that your system
Oh,
is
shit.
up to spec.
PC
Hold on.
環境でプレイされてる方で、やべえまだ準備できてないっていう方、
Anyone
Is the
playing on PC who
2060
just realized that they had not yet updated
Oh,
what they needed
gotcha.
to?
あら結構いらっしゃいますね。まだ結構いらっしゃいますね。
Quite a few
あ、まだ
of you.
結構いらっしゃいますね。向こうもだ。あ、なるほど、結構いらっしゃいますね。この日本のファンフェスティバルではですね、各種、PC メーカー、それからデバイスメーカーの皆さ
As long as
ん
you
が
meet
協賛してくださっており、協賛ブース展開も
But
ご
what if
ざ
I
いま
want it
す。
to look beautiful?
まだですね、
What if I
グラフィ
want
ッ
to
クスアッ
see
プデー
that
トに
lava
備
fell
えていらっしゃら
chin?
ない方はですね、ぜひ協賛ブースの方にお立ち寄りいただいてですね、 PC の買い替えなどデバイスの買い替えなどご検討いただけると大変嬉しく思います。
Fortunately, we've partnered with several PC and device makers today, and they have a special booth set up so you can look at the equipment. So if you're not yet updated, maybe take a look over there and consider what upgrades you need.
はい、では続い
Love you
て、
too,
すでに
JR.
お知らせ何度もしていますが、フリートライアル拡大しております。
As we mentioned previously, we have also expanded the free trial.
すでにねパッチ 6.5 から実施されてますが、フリートライアルの範囲は 4.0、4.x シリーズへと
Which
拡大して
graphics
いま
card
す。
men have come to provide
we have
advice
expanded
on
the free trial
site.
through
I'm sure they would have done the
4.x.
same thing in
まだですね、14の世界に飛び込んでい
the
ら
other
っしゃらないお友
FANFests
達とか
if
ね、
this
ご家
information
族
had
と
come
か
out then, right?
興味持ってるよみたいな方を、見つけた時にはですね、ぜひフリートライアルから若葉をこうバッて植え付けて、参加させていただけると嬉しいです。
So if you have any friends or family, or you just run into someone who's like, I was considering playing, please foist this upon them as much as you can.
続いて XBOX、 いよいよ
Were there
XBOX
graphics
版
card
リリース
people at the other
2月に
conventions?
OBT を開始いたします。
As far as Xbox goes, we will be beginning the open beta test in February.
こちらはですね、2月21日頃、ちょっとまだその前後数日ずれる可能性があるんですけど、2月21日頃、オープンベータを
I'm
開始させてい
actually
ただこうと
unhappy
思っ
about
てます
this.
Our current
I
plan is
hate
to open
Xbox.
beta, begin the
I
open beta around
hate
the
sharing.
21st. Plans could still change a few days in either direction, but that's
And
what we're
then to
aiming
wait
for.
for
ぜひです
Harley.
ね、XBOX ユーザーの皆さん、プレイの上でですね、この OBT から新たな冒険 7.0 備えるためにもね、冒険スタートしていただけると嬉しいです。
I really hope that a lot of Xbox players will get started right from beta and join us in 14.
XBOX ゲーマーの皆さんとですね、光の戦士としてオールゼアでお会いできるのを
Thank you.
楽しみ
Thank
に
you, Harley.
しております。
And I look forward to meeting a lot of Xbox players as Warriors of Light in game.
そして続いては、こちら新たなるクロスオーバークエストファイナルファンタジー16、の旅路、順調にですねもうマスターアップしております。
And we are continuing our development of this new crossover with FF16.
こちらリリース4月上旬公開予定とさせていただきます。
So this will be released in early April.
まあ 7.0 への期待感がガーッと上がっていくそのちょっと前ぐらいに出していこうかなと思いますので、欧州ファンフェスティバルでねお伝えした通り多数の報酬ご用意しております。
So we are planning to release this just before the hype peaks for Dawn Trail. And as we've mentioned previously, we do have quite a nice variety of
That gives me
rewards
until
for those who
April to
complete
finish
it.
Final Fantasy 16, I
またファイナルファンタ
suppose.
ジー16はですね先日 DLC 第1弾も、リリースしてですねその世界さらに拡大中です。
So, and also we have released our first DLC for 16, you might be aware.
ファイナルファンタジー14 7.0 を待つ間に
Crossover
ファイ
event
ナルフ
won't
ァン
have
タジー
16
16 の
spoilers.
プ
That
レイ
could be
も
kind of cute
ぜ
all the same.
ひよろしくお願いしますと、ファイナルファンタジー16プロ
Could
デ
y'all
ューサーの
see
吉田さんから
the notepad?
伝言を預かっております。
And I happen to have a message from the producer of FF16, someone named Mr. Yoshida, who says that while you're waiting for Dawn Trail, you should give 16 a try.
すでにプレイしてくださった皆さんも DLC 含めよろしくお願いしますとくれぐれも伝えてくれと申し使っております。はい。
And also to those of you who are already playing 16, please check out the DLC, and thank you very much.
はい。さあ。 なんとかぴったり予定通りに基調講演終われた気がするので、さあファンフェス始めましょうか。
We're ending right on time. おい、待て待て、吉田さん。何か忘れてませんか？
忘れてる？何か？
Am I forgetting something?
ロス？
ロ
ス？え？
Something?
ロスがある？あ。
Hrothgar?
ウクラマト？
Harley, this is just for you.
Yes.
And Dernomad,
yes.
Beast or the Master. I think it's Beast in this one.
I totally thought Wukomat was the Mikote.
ご覧いただきましょう。どうぞ。
Let's look.
I'm gonna save my thoughts to myself. I ain't gonna say it. They didn't aura them, which is important. I agree. Smash or pass? Oh man. Khajiit has wares if you have boy, it is exactly where I was. I think
ありがとうございます。大変お待たせいたしました。黄金のレガシーでは残る最後の種族であるロスガルの女性をプレイヤーキャラクターとして実装させていただきます。
Thank you. After a long wait, we will finally be implementing the last race, female Hrothgar.
さまざまなねデザイン候補の中からできる限り、ストレートな解釈というのを心がけて強くてしなやかな体育を持つ種族として、今回デザインしてきました。
We did our best to straightforwardly make these as sleek and strong looking as possible.
also in addition to what happened with the
こちら
auras.
設定ですが、イルサバードに
The auras in
由来する
general, in my opinion,
種族とな
are
っ
a
て
little
お
too
り、ロスガル
humanoid.
ね、
We were kind of
元々
promised, like
イルサバード大陸に出自を持ってます。
if you look at some
As
of the
you
original
know,
concept
what we
design
have
for
for the Hrothgar
auras.
currently is that they hail from Ilsabard.
Yeah. If you look at the
比較的ね出生率、設定もう出ているのでこれまでもお伝えしてきたんです
I'll talk about
が
it later.
女性の出生比率が少ない種族ですが優れた指導者とか傑物をね輩出しています。
So you will be aware of this from the setting we have in game already, but female Hrothgar are typically rare, but they do have surpassing leadership qualities.
今回の物語に登場するトラル大陸ではですねヤクテル樹海が今回本拠地のような形で登場してきます。
As far as Tural goes, they have a home in Yaktel.
彼女らとの出会いというのにもぜひご期待ください。
So please look forward to meeting them.
もちろんねプレイヤーの皆さんがキャラクターとしてご自身のねキャラクターとして選択可能になります。
And of course, you will be able to play as them as well.
種族の追加は大変なので最後にしたいと
There's a lot of people who
私
want
常々
the
この
tribe
10年言って
members
ま
to
いりま
be
した。
playable races.
Making a new race is really hard, and I have continually said throughout these 10 years that this will be the last one.
これでプレイヤー種族の追加を最後にしたいと考えておりますがどうなるかは分かりません。皆さん次第です。
And I'd like to say this will be the last one, but perhaps I can't. It depends on you.
Oh.
はい、先ほどね冒頭ご紹介した新キャラクターウクラマトもロスがある女性です。
Exactly what I was
ウクラマ
thinking,
ト
Nomad,
非常に魅力的なキャラクターになっていますのでご注目ください。
Especially,
Of course, our Luklamat, we
especially
introduced earlier, is
after
also a female Hrothgar,
all
and
new
she's
classes
really a
for
lovely character.
7.0.
So
I don't
look
trust a
forward to
word out of
meeting her.
Yoshi P's mouth.
さあこれでようやく、忘れ物も皆さんにお伝えしましたので基調講演も終わりにしていこうと思います。
Okay, and now with that, we are finally done with the keynote.
では最後こちらを紹介して締めにしたいと思います。
But at the very end, I would like to show you one more quick thing.
「はい、こちら吉田明子さん書き下ろしのアートとともに基調講演締めたいと思います。
So with this art from Yoshida Akiko, we will end the keynote. Thank you.
というわけで黄金のレガシーちゃんと出します。2024年に出します。発売となります。
We will, I assure you, released on trail in 2024.
発売
See y'all in
コレクターズエディション
2025.
予約特典など情報はきちんとまとめて次の機会に大きくまた皆さんにアナウンスさせていただきます。もう少しだけお待ちください。
And we will get the information on when the pre-order date is, as well as all of the collectors' information and special bonuses as soon as we can.
こちらのアートね見たことないキャラクターがいたりもするんですがぜひそのあたりはねちょっとご想像してワクワクしていただけると嬉しいです。
There are several characters you won't have met before in this art, so maybe think about what kind of people they will turn out to be and get hype.
さあではケイトさん通訳ありがとうございました。
ありがとうございました。
Yay, Kate! We all miss Moonbreeda.
ではこのままファンフェスティバルオープニングに移ってまいりたいと思います。まずはこの方々お呼びしたいと思います。株式会社スクエアエニック
That's it
ス
for the
代表
English
取
part.
締役社長桐生隆
I just moused over the YouTube live as though I was going to find when the end of it is. Opening ceremony time. Yeah, if you guys want to watch the opening ceremony, I'm gonna go ahead and say that one is something that y'all can do on your own time, because that was actually where I'm gonna click away now.
では晴れの日本ファンフェスということで東京ドームの中央から皆さんに
はい、改めまして、東京ドームに、本日足を運んでくださった皆さん、そして配信を、ご覧の皆さん、ファイナルファンタジー14。
Oh yeah, did anybody get bingo?
本当
I don't
にあ
want
り
to
がとうござい
live.
ま
What?
す。
Why do I care about CEO, man?
すいません、
I eat the rich. I
いろ
don't
いろ今日
listen
も
to
ですね、
them.
話を考えてきたんですけれども、ピクトマンサーのですね、発表を聞いてしまってですね、頭の中が今ちょっと真っ白になってまして、
The CEO
ちょ
announces
っと
it's
皆
the
さんに
final
助けていただければと
expansion.
思うんですけれども、私も皆さんご存知の
Oh
通
my
り、
god. Wait, Theo, you're shit
黒魔
posting,
同士でや
right?
ってるんですけれども、ピクトマンサーですね、私やってみようと思うんですけれども、さっきピクトマンサー手を挙げられた方でですね、私と一緒に立ち回り助けてくださる方はぜひ拍手をお願いします。ありがとうございます。バイパーの方で一緒に戦っている時にですね、私が栄唱している間助けてくださる方、拍手をお願いします。そしてですね、全部のジョブをやってらっしゃる方で、私がゆかペロしている時にですね、助けてください。拍手お願いします。
助けられてばっかりやん。
すいません、こんな感じでですね、普段ここにいる北瀬さん、吉田さんにもですね助けていただきながら、本当に私も一人の光の選手として日々楽しませてもらっています。で、そうしたですね、この皆さんとのつながり、絆というところでですね、本当にこれから先も皆さんと一緒に元気な思いを届けていきたいというふうに思いますので、これから先もどうぞよろしくお願いします。
ありがとうございます。では北津さんからもファンの皆さんによろしくお願いします。
はい、皆さんこんにちは。
I don't-
お越しいただきありがとうございます。
I don't think we're getting
ブランドマ
translations,
ネージャーということ
y'all.
で紹介されたんですけども、ブランドマネージャーって何ぞやってみんな思ってると思うんですけど、
So I hope
ファイナルファンタジーってね、いろいろ
your
なタイトル
CEO
例えば
fixations
シアト
were
リスだったり
fulfilled.
セルリマスターだったり、セブンリメイクだったり、そして16や14などいろいろなタイトルがある中で、そのタイトルのそれぞれの責任者たちが定期的に集まって会議をするんですね。
We are adding them Hrothgars, but we are closing the
全
servers.
体の決め事だったりをその会議で。まさにさっき
But okay. Thank you guys all so much for being here and for hanging out. What the heck? Does YouTube do live translated captions? Ain't no way.
言うんですけど、ヨシピはね、几帳面なので。
Yeah, subtitles, closed captions are unavailable. Yeah, thanks you guys for coming here and for hanging out. There was a lot of good stuff in there. I don't know how I feel about cyberpunk dystopia, but I think I'll have to deal with it one way or the other, because I am very excited for everything else that's coming out. I do really want the next variant dungeon to be Ishgard, but you know. Yeah. We're gonna go ahead and call the stream, I think. But yeah. What's it that we were saying? Everybody got to eat good tonight, I think. The graphical updates look cool. I'm excited about being able to do stuff. I've got a couple more timetables. New raid series, Asians Part 2, GPU, Boogaloo. It does really feel like that, though, huh? We were saying all hail Emmett. Hey, hey, Sathis, what was the... No, it's a free space. Don't worry about it. Okay, never mind. Nobody got bingo, it looks like, so nobody gets to enjoy the sweet, sweet rewards of all of that work. But yeah, I'm so tilted. Ain't no way the man said, let me look at the eye masks of the turtles and divine out the meaning of Pictomancer. I'm so fucking tilted about Pictomancer. Get me out of here. Get me out of here. I'm gonna go ahead. It's been a while since we hung out with them, so I'm gonna drop you guys. Ooh, actually, okay. Friend of the show, Violet Neko, has been doing a uncapped subathon, and they are on day 10 of it. So I'm gonna drop you nerds over there. I'm then going to pass out because I'm very tired and also extremely hungover from yesterday, because I did not drink enough water, nor did I eat enough. But yeah, what's up, Lemmy? Before I go, what's up? Good night. They're playing some Lethal Company, so, you know, enjoy that. Lemmy? Do I? Do I what? What's going on, Lemmy? All right, everybody, bye. Catch you, nerds.